Hey, hey everyone! Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. I want to say thanks to MeUndies for being the presenting sponsor on this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast.
Hey, who are we?
I'm Gus,
I'm Carrie.
I'm Miles.
I'm Burnie.
and I'm Gus.
Oh, there's my computer.
I'm very upset that I did not wear my pizza themed MeUndies today.
Who's that?
Because I would have flashed them.
Oh yeah,
But
I got the
Well, we're all
taco and hot
upset now.
sauce ones right now.
So just before the podcast started,
Yeah.
you were talking about a dude in Scotland who has now gone to jail, or he's been sentenced,
He's been sentenced. Oh, maybe
Convicted.
He's been convicted,
convicted.
but not sentenced.
I believe that's where we stand at this moment. And he was convicted for hate speech. Is that?
I believe so.
You know, we live in a country where freedom of speech is a very valued freedom that we have.
He lets you.
Not
Freedom of
always the
speech will
case.
let you scream at restaurant employees in Manhattan all you want because they speak Spanish in front of you.
And then the mariachi band can show up outside your apartment.
Right, it's a beautiful cycle.
It's great, but we digress here. So this guy taught his girlfriend's pug, which she liked too much. He taught the pug how to be a Nazi. And
Now you're gonna need to explain
Well, there's a world where he doesn't explain, and we let that kind of
because
hang.
that's a lot of. There's a lot of things there.
Yeah,
so what would I assume to be a humorous attempt
yeah.
to make fun of his girlfriend. She loves his dog so much. He thought, well, what's the most unlovable thing I could do? Teach it to be a Nazi. So he taught it to like do the salute, and he said,
Oh, you're careful not to get
Yeah.
giftable. You're being very
Heil
aware.
Hitler? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just going over the top of my thing.
Peter's out there like, do it.
And then he would say phrases to it like, and I think this is why he actually went to jail.
Okay.
Like he would say things to the dog like, "Hey, do you want to go outside?" The dog would have no reaction.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to go in the other room? The dog wouldn't have a reaction. He goes, "Do you want to gas the Jews?" And then the dog would get excited and he'd laugh about that. That is, I think, that phrase in particular is where that qualified as hate speech. I wasn't in the courtroom.
So,
Speech.
chat is. I'm checking chat here on the Rooster Teeth website. Chat is saying that they ended up just finding the guy. So I looked it up, and they fined him 800 pounds, 800 quid,
Thank you.
800 pounds. So that's about what, $1,100?
something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's like a couple dog lessons, basically.
Yeah. And one life lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's got to be that. It's just the, you know, you live in countries that were to war
Yeah.
over because of essentially hate speech. They're gonna have a negative reaction to
Now,
it, especially when you're publicizing it.
Are they dating still? Is my question. That guy and his girlfriend.
Weirdly enough, they've never been stronger together.
they're getting married this
Them
fall.
against the world,
It really brought them.
just like Germany and Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just
Them against the world.
The dog now lives in Argentina. So that's a dated joke for you. Hey, so in addition to since we're talking about Scotland, I heard another
The dude was from
topical
Scotland.
Oh yeah, I started the whole conversation with Houston from Scotland, just like Peter. Nice, from Ireland.
He's from Ireland. Yeah.
The
same thing. It's not.
the
I'm joking.
Trump
It's not.
the Trump
Oh boy.
golf resort in Scotland, Gus,
Okay.
has banned a certain drink. What is a drink you think they banned in Scotland? What would be an uproar? It's not whiskey.
Uproar to who?
To Scottish
To
people.
Scottish people. What's the most
Okay.
popular drink in all of Scotland?
I don't know.
What? Scotland is the only country in the world where Coca-Cola is not the #1 sold drink.
I didn't know that.
Yes, you did. You had to have known that. I know we've talked about this before. It's Iron Brew.
What's that?
What? It's like, well, it's a delicious drink if you're listening from Scotland. If you're not from Scotland, it's basically like flat orange crush, basically is what it is. But they banned it. The Trump Golf Resort in Scotland, I'm assuming somewhere near St. Augustine, the birthplace of golf, is banning Iron Brew because it leaves orange stains around the resort, around the clubhouse. And they don't like the orange stains that Iron Brew leaves.
Got it.
Which everyone is saying is hypocrisy that
I've got to keep that joke inside.
they're saying the funny joke is that they're calling it hypocritical that a guy who is orange stained would ban Iron Brew. I can't believe you don't know about Iron
Cheetos
Brew.
banned?
I've never heard this before.
I thought you were gonna go like Scotch or something crazy.
I thought it
like,
was gonna be Scotch too.
Yeah.
What the
That's
fuck?
racist, Carrie. What's wrong
That's
with
the
you?
only place Scotch is from.
You're so racist.
Can't, hey, I've been to a Scotch distillery in Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was closed.
So what? You like go to the parking lot?
Okay, to be clear,
There it is, everyone.
I have another story.
Back in the car.
I also flew on the space shuttle.
What?
They wouldn't let me on, but I flew on the space shuttle.
I was 10, but my dad was not 10 and was
Thank God.
of a Scotch age. and went.
10-year-old at the distillery.
He wanted to go to the Glenlivet distillery because it's his favorite Scotch. They were closed, so he just kissed. Like he legitimately kissed the ground, and then we left. And that was it. And there's cows.
And you
like
cried
his
wondering when he would eventually kiss you.
Yeah, but then he gave me Scotch, so it actually worked out okay.
I like your dad, dude. That's fucking really cool.
Yeah, I know.
You freaked out as a kid. Why is my dad kissing the ground?
That was good.
You were totally good with
Okay,
it.
he likes Scotch.
Right? Fair
Okay,
point.
yeah. If he took me to the Lego factory, I would be like, hey, "What's up, guys?"
You kissed every brick there?
Get some smooches in. Yeah, and they took me to Legoland in Florida, so that's
Oh.
Same thing.
Yeah, I didn't kiss those because those were. That's
They made a
gross.
change to Lego just recently. What's the change that they made?
Oh, didn't they do something
square
to make it
pegs
more
now.
like environmentally friendly?
Yeah,
Something like
like the.
They changed the material it's made out of or
I
something?
think that might, what it might be.
They
Yeah.
stop
that? Is it
giving-
still like, will it still pierce your fucking feet if you
Yes.
step on the
It's
barrel?
not Legos if they don't.
Yeah, what is this? Duplo?
I get the feeling.
That was a deep cut.
I get the feeling
No, Duplo's round.
that if you want to make a change at Lego,
Yeah.
that you propose it, and about 15 years later, they've run through the production pipeline that they already have planned out, and then they can implement the
Yeah,
change.
they haven't made Lego in like 80 years, I think. It's just been the same Lego over and over again.
You know what that is true for?
What?
Purple Hearts.
Oh, really?
Anticipating the campaign in the Pacific, they made more Purple Hearts than we have needed.
It
Whoa.
was anticipating the invasion of Japan.
Yes, yeah.
That's bonkers.
That's a good thing.
It is a
That's
good
a good
thing.
thing. Yeah,
Purple
I'm
Hearts
trying to-
are typically a good thing, but yeah.
Well, yeah, and I'm trying to like do the math here. No, like I just assume that someone sneaks into my house and steals all of my old Lego sets that are in boxes at night and recycles them because
They recycle them like it's someone from Lego
Yeah.
comes and takes them.
I
and
had
then
so much
resells
Lego
them.
when I was a kid. I have no idea where any of that is.
I had lock blocks.
what the fuck?
Oh, poor
Fuck.
you.
It was like
those?
cheap generic Legos.
No, that's Mega Blocks.
No. Even more generic. I had
teasing, I'm
lock blocks. I don't even think it was LOCK. I think it was LOC-BLOCKS.
I'm sorry your parents didn't love you.
It was lean time.
Yeah,
even-
what was your favorite Lock Block set,
we
Gus?
can't afford Lego brand Legos.
My favorite was the 2 by 1.5. They couldn't finish printing it. It's kind of like an end capper. It was really good.
Gus's favorite was the pie by pie one. He liked that a lot. That was his favorite.
It teaches you to be even more creative. Like, look, I built Legos.
I finally got there.
Yeah.
I have Lego.
So can I be racist for a moment? Borderline
Absolutely.
By
racist? You're
all
from a
means.
border town. Was that like a knockoff version of Lego? That
When I had lock blocks, I wasn't living on the border. I was living in a suburb of Houston at the
Okay.
time. Lock blocks. I'm looking them up.
you're gonna find out it's not pluralized like Lego.
Lock block.
It's just lock block.
No, it's LOCBLOCS.
BLOCS. Okay.
Neat. See, okay. They're just really fucking everything up on that one.
They were
huh?
marketed in the 70s and 80s by Entex Industries.
That's a fun household name.
Yeah.
Entex?
Yeah, they made waffle. I'm just kidding.
It sounds like a company that would be like in Tron.
Yeah.
You know? Like an evil corporation, Entex.
I just started watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and they
Me
end with
too.
Yeah,
Fremulon, and that sounds like
yeah.
a Futurama brand something or another.
It does, yeah.
It does sound like it's from Futurama.
They do another show too. I can't remember what it is, but
Hold on a second.
is it The Good Place?
The Good Place.
Yeah.
I was just about to say it. It's weird that we're watching the same shows.
No,
Binge
don't.
watching. I was catching
watching
up
it
on Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I was a loyal viewer up until I fell behind.
Congratulations.
I was a very loyal viewer. I was in like some Johnny Come Lately after they got canceled.
Ooh.
That was
And then
me.
you show up.
That
so
was me.
so you
That was me.
stopped watching and then they became canceled because people stopped watching. So it's
Because
your
of
fault.
Carrie and Miles, clearly.
You're more
Not
fault than
watching
I
the show.
am. I didn't drop off. I just didn't start it until now. I've watched 40 episodes
What the fuck?
in 6 days.
It's amazing, right?
It's so good. It's
a great show.
Yeah.
Are they hour-long
Jesus.
episodes or half hour?
22.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn,
It's probably
son.
closer to 50 now at this point. I just I had it on the background for like 2 days straight.
That'll happen. I did that
Yeah.
with Agretsuko.
Yeah.
Fucking love that show. It's so good.
What is that show?
Agretsuko? It's a
It's-
Netflix original.
It's that Red Panda heavy metal. It's
Yeah.
like this like
It's the studio that does
more you explain it, the
Hello
less I
Kitty.
understand.
It's essentially it's about like a workplace environment and like dealing with the soul crushing 9 to 5 that a lot of people in Japan have to deal with, or everywhere they have to deal with. And it's I put it on the background knowing that like, oh, it'll be kind of fun. I'd seen the shorts on YouTube. It's like she's a cute red panda, but her whole thing is she gets pushed to a breaking point and then screms death metal. And it's like, oh, that's funny.
she goes to karaoke by herself
Yeah.
and just like screams all of her troubles away.
Yeah, I will kill you. Yeah, no, it's really great.
By the way,
and then
9
I
to
got
5 in
super-
Japan. I don't know if that exists.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Unbelievably, like you feel for these characters by like episode 3. You just want to see this fucking red panda succeed and be
Yeah.
happy in life. And
Just like in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
yeah, just like I love that cop panda that they had there. It was super great, really interesting. But
Have you seen Evil Genius on Netflix? I think we talked about it very briefly last.
No, but I've been hearing good stuff about it.
Yeah, I finally
like-
watched it. It was like 4. It's only like 4 episodes long.
Is it kind of like Young Sheldon?
I've also.
I hate me too.
I just started watching Wild Wild Country.
I watched the first episode. I couldn't get into it. I felt like it was really slow.
I think I'm only 2 episodes in. All I know is that they really got wild there towards the end and did some super horrible stuff. But so far, just being like 1 or 2 episodes in, really feel bad for the weirdos in red outfits, man. It looked like they just wanted to do their thing and have their own little weird ranch where no one would bother them. And then all the people in, Antelope were like, they're fucking strange. I don't like it. We got to get them the hell out.
I felt that way about the people in Far Cry 5.
I see that.
I did.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Just leave these people alone. They're doing fine.
Well,
Yeah, a little bit.
Fine, asterisk.
Drug in the water. That might
Yeah.
be a little bit off.
that game is like, Far Cry 5 has always kind of walked this weird tonal line of like, hey, we kind of want you to take this seriously, but also like, look at this hang glider, sick of bear.
You mean Far Cry in general?
Yeah, Far Cry in general.
Okay.
But Far Cry 5 is just the most tone deaf, like,
I'm afraid to play it.
it's, wait for it to go on sale.
Yeah.
It's fine, it's fun, it looks really
liked it.
nice.
It was a good
good.
game.
I
There-
love 3 and 4.
What was it? There was a mission early in Far Cry 5. It's been a while since I played it, so I can't remember.
I
very
think I
well.
know exactly what you're gonna
Is
say.
it the ones with the bulls?
Yup.
I've heard about this.
No, it's essentially like you go from one mission, it's a story mission that's like, they're fucking crucifying people. They killed a baby girl and they're rapists and everyone's dying. And then the very next mission's like, we gotta round ourselves up some bull testicles. We're having the testy fest. Come on. Wow.
Side quest, I should
Go
point out.
get another fucking truck, I guess.
I think I had a tweet about it that was like Far Cry 5. There's an evil religious cult has taken over a town and is arming themselves. Also Far Cry 5. Hey, the homeless dude who lives at the dump maybe invented a teleporter.
No rip.
But I mean,
like-
if he did, it could help out so much. And you
Which is why I did those quests.
just get him 20 bull testicles, and he'll be fine.
It's fun, but it's like,
But Far Cry is
fine.
also, it's like the DC universe of the video game industry.
on.
Meaning the villains are way better. You show up for the villains.
Oh, hell yeah.
And you don't show up necessarily for the storyline of the heroes.
I still don't think they've done better than Far Cry 3's Voss. And then they, spoiler, they fucking kill him like halfway through the game. And now you have to deal with like every Marvel early villain ever. That's like, I'm a businessman. Watch out. It's like, fuck off. Bring back the crazy dude that buried me in the sand on the cover.
Every Marvel villain is, let's take the hero and just make the exact same version, but bad. That's it's
You can
every,
do that. You can do that a few times. That's fine. But like when every single
yes,
one, when
every single time.
Yeah.
It's like, how come, Iron Man didn't have to fight the bad Black Panther? No, it's literally Black Panther. He's literally fighting another Black Panther, even by title and everything.
Yo, did you see?
War
Did,
Machine
did you see
for a
today? For
Ironmonger.
Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Homecoming 2, the bad guy's gonna be Mysterio.
Okay, let's talk about that. That's a rumor that was announced today that Jake Gyllenhaal is going to be playing Mysterio
I want it.
in the new Tom Holland
He's
Spider-Man
dreaming.
movie.
They're all dreaming.
He is.
So I don't know if I had to list.
That's all I had to say about
if
it.
I had to list the top 10 villains that should never appear in a movie, Mysterio would be probably right just below Mr. Mixoplick. And that's it.
I'd be with you if it weren't for the fact that they made the Vulture one of the best villains in the MCU.
Vulture would have been on that list, so I agree with you. Ashley made the same point to me
Yeah.
when I was talking to her about
It
it.
seems like that's what they want to do. Is like they want to try and find some of the more obscure stuff. I mean, like wasn't that basically everybody's first reaction when they announced Guardians? It was like,
Yeah.
what the
That was
fuck are they
definitely-
doing?
definitely
And
are.
Guardians is my favorite Marvel
Yeah.
film.
Squirrel Girl's going to be the best Marvel MCU
Was it?
edition ever. No, I don't. They're not going to do that.
They
They
canceled
should
it.
though. They can't.
They canceled it.
What the fuck
they
is
canceled it?
Squirrel?
Really?
What are you talking
It's-
about?
well, it's-
What do you think
it
Squirrel Girl
literally couldn't be anything else.
Is that an actual superhero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Damn.
Marvel superhero named Squirrel Girl.
And she's like a
Okay.
cult comic hero. People absolutely love her. Like in the list of characters that could beat Thanos, Squirrel Girl showed up on almost everybody's list, along with like Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
And the Beyonder.
Does
Thanos
she
is
climb real good and have like fluffy
Thanos.
cheeks?
Look,
What's-
Thanos. When you break him down, he's just kind of like a nut.
Go on.
That's all I got.
You mean he's crazy,
Squirrel Girl.
Dude, did you know? fucking.
Yeah, because he's crazy. That's better, Bernie.
Who are the guys that directed fucking Infinity War? I can't remember.
Coen
the-
Brothers.
No.
No, Russo Brothers.
Russo Brothers.
Yeah.
Did you guys
Coen
know?
Brothers would have been interesting.
Did you
That
guys
would've been
know
awesome, wouldn't it?
that their current Twitter avatar came from our very own Josh Ornelas?
What?
When
That's weird.
when the first trailer that showed off Thanos walking out of the portal came up, and everybody was making fun of,
Yeah.
like, they made him look like a giant thing, whatever. He's the one that did the Hank Hill one
Oh,
that
that's
was
right,
like
yeah.
propane.jpg.
Oh,
And that
Josh made that?
Josh Ornelas made that in our machinima department, and they made it their fucking profile picture. And
Josh
that's
is
like
a
his
beautiful
badge
man.
of honor.
Well, another weird connection.
His phone wouldn't work. He was getting so many notifications so quickly that anytime he would go to try and open Twitter, it would break his phone.
That's what it's like. To be
How many
Gavin.
likes did it get? I'm always curious, like, what's the most popular tweet?
What's a viral?
Larry from Achievement
yeah.
Hunter had that one
Yeah.
about Trump that went just crazy.
Yeah.
I think it was like 170K likes or something like that.
The Wendy's one too.
But there's another weird connection with the Marvel Universe and Twitter and Rooster Teeth, where James Gunn, director of the aforementioned Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2,
And soon to be Squirrel Girl. I'm
also,
gonna start rumors.
by the way, is now an executive producer for all Marvel movies.
Good
He was
for
the-
him.
He's one of the
Damn.
executive producers. I saw him on Infinity War. That's a pretty good fucking deal.
Yeah.
Even Robert Downey Jr. doesn't appear there, but John Favreau does. Because gotta give
Yeah.
credit where credit's due. John Favreau started this whole MCU thing off.
It's
Right.
still like
Really?
top favorite
Yeah,
Marvel movie.
He directed the first two Iron Man
Yeah.
movies.
Yes,
Oh.
but it was the first one that really he proved it
Yeah.
could be done. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then started the after credit scenes and things
Yeah.
like that. That's when all that began. Which, by the way, I'm done with that. Can we be done with that? I saw Deadpool this
I
weekend.
still love it. I haven't seen it yet.
I,
I wanna
I,
hear it.
I waited till the end,
No.
and then there's nothing.
I'm happy.
about it.
I'm happy that people have a reason to sit through the credits.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
watch the names of people and see how many people work
See,
on these films.
They fucked up in Deadpool though. There was nothing after those credits. It went to nothing.
No, that's not true. They played a song at the end of Deadpool.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, there was a song that we stuck around for the end. It
Oh.
was
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
fuck.
I know what
Sorry
you're
if you haven't seen Deadpool.
Cool.
They
I
should
know you're talking
leave
about.
that for the final release.
yeah, sorry
make
if
a
you haven't
note.
seen Deadpool.
That's Deadpool.
That movie
1.
came out yesterday, so it's totally cool to talk about it.
Come on, this culture of spoilers has gotten out of hand. If it's 72 hours after the movies come out, all bets are off.
I will say this: Deadpool 2 not as good as Deadpool 1.
I've heard the opposite. I've heard a mix of things. I've heard a mix of
I
things.
think
I'm
if
going
you-
in with below. I don't.
Did you like the first Deadpool?
I fucking love the first.
I think
Deadpool.
you're gonna like it though.
That's what I heard too. So I'm gonna go in with middle of the road expectations, and I don't know. I just think it's fun that
Chat is very upset with you.
Don't be upset with me. Don't be upset with me.
We could just make more ridiculous. A Squirrel Girl shows up too, though. You remember
I thought
that?
the way they handled Silver Surfer was great, though.
Yeah, that was very good.
Also, Moon Knight.
Yeah.
I
I can't believe they announced the Fantastic Five in that movie. Yeah, and it's all digigital recreations of the Jackson Five.
It was
Like,
weird.
that
They
was
had the
weird.
Gray Hulk. That's weird.
Yeah,
That's a weird
that was
variant.
a really weird thing to do, but it was great. I really liked it.
Do you remember the variant of the Hulk? This is going back to comics now. The one that wore a trench coat and a hat and could talk. It had Bruce Banner's mind. Yeah, that's a real variant of the Hulk. There's a lot of different ones.
this is why I can't do comics. It's over.
too much for me, yeah.
man.
I like it when the Hulk's only line is no. Like, that's very good.
I remember in college I walked into a comic shop and saw I think it was Superman versus Alien. I was like, I did a 180 and left.
See,
I was like,
something-
you can't do
It's
that.
like if I wanted to start, right? Like I've thought about this. Like the Marvel movies are so huge. There's so much backstory. It's like if I wanted to start, if I walked into a comic shop and I was like, I want to get started on comics. Like where do you even start?
So that was me 4 years ago.
Okay.
And they had started a line called Marvel Now, which was they didn't restart the universe, but they did restart every single storyline all at once. So you could get in on it. And I got in on
I
it.
just have to restart from 4 years ago.
Here's the problem. 2 years later, they just reset the universe anyways. And I
Yeah.
threw all my books in the garbage.
Okay, so 2 years.
Maybe. I don't.
Because Gray was talking about that. He's
Yeah.
like his problem with a lot of comics these days is you get really invested in some hero's individual storyline, but then there's some galactic event that's happening in that comic universe.
Thanos comes and fucks everything up.
Yeah, Thanos like, hey, what's up, bitch? And then everybody has to drop what the fuck they're doing. It's like, I was dealing with this alcoholism, but let's go save the galaxy again.
Squirrel Girl had to buy her groceries and she couldn't buy them.
It's fucked up.
That's why I've just been sticking with Image lately and just doing not
They
Marvel
don't-
stuff.
They don't make movies though.
Man,
What?
it is.
Good
It
thing.
is.
I think it's boobies.
Fun.
If you ever want to
talking
get
about?
the idea of how hard it is to write across multiple writers, across multiple decades, across multiple titles where characters appear, just go read the backstory of the Vision. It is all over the place. Just do the Wikipedia entry on the Vision, and I only even thinking about that one because I just read it after Infinity War.
Do you think when they reset the Star Wars canon that everybody who'd worked on it up to that point were relieved or mad that they threw away so much of their lives keeping continuity straight
I'm
to have
sure
it thrown in the garbage?
People who created stuff felt upset that it was removed. But
Yeah.
if you're making new stuff, it's probably easier to be like, oh, thank God. I don't have
Right.
to worry about
Yeah,
all of these
dude.
other things.
Yeah.
You know what? It's one of those things, though, too. Honestly, where I just saw Solo, and I'm not going to say a fucking word about
Don't-
Solo.
Oh, you sure?
I'm
Don't
not
sure?
going to say
Don't
a
talk
word.
about the squirrel girl showing up in Solo.
I'm not. You're gonna cut-
Fucking damn it, Shawcross! What the fuck is wrong with you?
Take the squirrel girl audio and put that.
She was in Solo, oddly enough. Oddly enough. I'm not going to say anything about Solo whatsoever. I forget
is
even why I
Squirrel
brought this up.
Chewbacca's daughter?
Stop it. So,
cousin.
Oh,
so-
don't be a fucking
I
idiot,
won't
Gus.
even. I won't even confirm whether I don't know who Chewbacca is. But I do think that people get really bogged down by canon.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe this just like maybe don't. You know,
Yeah.
like there's also I think that what happens with canon specifically is that people get in their heads an idea or they latch onto one thing, and if that one thing is then wrong or eliminated or contradicted, then it really unravels everything that they like about that show or
But
that
also,
story.
I know like a lot of people, and I'll do this on certain shows where it's like being able to theorize what's going to happen is really important and fun. And the second you start throwing away canon bits, then it's like, well, then now I don't know
Yeah.
what I can like sample from.
You know what I think started that? I think Lost is what started that. Lost, and it's kind of backed off a little bit from this, but Lost for a really long period of time fused the mystery and sci-fi genre, where everything in sci-fi was suddenly a mystery that we had to figure out. I never was trying to figure out anything in Star Wars growing up as a kid. I was just watching it and saying, "Oh, this is really cool."
What-
You know, and there were crazy twists and reveals.
What came first, Lost or Battlestar Galactica? The remastered.
Star, right?
I think Lost came
I think
first.
Lost came first.
Okay,
too.
because
Yeah.
Battlestar definitely had that vibe to it. of
Yeah,
just, like, mystery
everybody
of the
was
week,
like, have a mystery that you got to try
Oh
to
yeah,
figure
it's like
out.
who's a Cylon,
Yeah.
who's not? You know, what are the clues?
Do you want to list all of the Cylons so we can bleep that out?
God, I want to go back and rewatch Battlestar Galactica
It's
now.
so good.
I need to watch
Yeah.
I
it.
just want to watch Patricia Helfer.
Yeah.
That's incredible. But I will say this
fracking
is
ship.
that Lost, I give a lot of criticism to because they didn't pay off a lot of those mysteries.
Sure.
Whereas Battlestar Galactica went off the rails because it did reveal a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was one episode in particular where I'm just like, why was I watching this whole time wondering who's a Cylon and who's not?
I didn't finish the last season. It may have been the same episode. There was an episode where I watched where I was like, nope, I'm done. I've wasted 3 years of my life.
I fucked up that I didn't start watching it until about season 3 was airing, so I binged the first 3 seasons because then they did the season like 3.5.
Yeah.
And they started doing half. So I had to start when it got to that point. I was now watching it week to week, which is the worst time to watch it week to
Yeah.
week because it was just like now it's introduced a concept that nobody would have ever thought was coming. And is that the Honda robot? What's going on?
Yeah.
Man.
Is anyone watching Westworld?
I'm like 3 weeks behind on it.
I'd be curious to know your opinion of it, Miles.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's all right. It's not like
right here.
driving me back. Like well, now that I think about it though, I guess I did binge watch the first season because I got onto it real late, and then once I started watching, I was like about it. But watching week to week, it hasn't been as that like need to watch programming for me.
I've heard that about season 2 in general. I
I think
haven't seen it.
2 weeks ago they had maybe the worst episode of the series.
Yeah.
But then last week they
gotta
had the
happen
best episode of the series.
Oh, this
And-
just
and-
yesterday?
No, the one before. And then the one yesterday was good, but it makes me worry a bit.
It's just I wish I wasn't caring enough to at least be watching it while it was airing because I know the week that everybody really liked because everybody fucking tweeted about it, and I was like, oh, I guess this GIF happens. Cool, thanks. Like, dude, going back a little bit to like spoiler territory on Twitter, I muted every word I could think of that could have something to do with Infinity War leading up to that movie coming out because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to see it for a while. As soon as I unmuted those words, I could not fucking believe the shit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Forbes magazine had some huge in headlines like such and such ending, blah 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 blah, and I was like, "Are you fucking me right now? Like what? Like I'd be furious if I had read that and not
Yeah,
seen
there was.
the movie."
I mean, the end of Infinity War instantly became a meme. The I
Yeah.
don't feel so
Yup.
good
Yeah.
and all of that. It's like wow. I mean, that it's just out there. I read an article the other day. It was talking about how the end of Infinity War, like how to talk with your young child. When they're done watching Infinity War, and like the
Holy
author was talking
shit.
about how I guess he'd taken his young son to watch Infinity War, and then like at the end, towards the end of the film, he like looks over at his son, and then like I guess after some stuff had happened on screen, the son's like,
the life was gone from his eyes.
right, like he said tears were just streaming down his face,
Can
and
I-
he's crying
can-
inconsolably, and the father was like, "No, it's okay, it's gonna be fine."
Did my dad write that article?
And then the kid's like, "How can you say it's gonna be fine?" You're like, "So and so, I just watched him die."
Oh god.
Can I very quickly like?
Nobody dies in Infinity War. By
Can
the way.
I do a very quick thing about the end of Infinity War, and I'll like flail my hands when I'm done.
Spoilers are over at this
Okay,
point.
so I'll still flail my hands when I'm done talking about the end of Infinity War. So I went to go see that movie on a Monday night by myself at like 7:30 or something. Barely was able to get a seat. That whole thing I just thought was amazing. And I thought the movie was fine. I thought it was fun. I still think it's an incredible accomplishment what they were able to do. But towards the end, fucking Thanos does his little snaps.
Yeah.
And everyone starts disappearing. I'm like, holy shit, we're doing this. Okay, cool. Because I never read the comics or anything. So T'Challa goes, and I'm like, okay, so this means nothing.
Right.
Because Disney would have to be fucking insane.
Well, that's the meta-analysis, right?
Which is unfortunate that you can't separate yourself from that.
Yeah.
It's like, I know that person has a sequel. I know there's another movie coming out.
So that person, I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm kind of out of this moment, but still, it's a pretty ballsy thing to do.
Yeah.
And I hear a few sniffles in the audience, and then I hear a big one, 2 seats to the side of me. And there's this like middle-aged woman there, just like bleary-eyed, like she's in it. I'm like, oh man, wow, she's really into this. Like that's really cool that she's having this emotional connection with this film. But then she had to ruin it for everyone else, because as soon as you get that, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. No. And I'm like, what the fuck? And of course Peter's going and he's clinging. He's like, I don't want to go. And she goes, no. And I'm trying not to laugh, and I feel bad for like a number of reasons, but like, dog, she was in this zone. Like her only child was like going. I wanted to go over her and like give her a blanket and cocoa and be like, have that talk with her that this dude he's had with his son, man. I can't think of the last time I saw someone have that one. All right, I'm done. I'm done now.
No.
Oh shit, redo it.
So the woman who was sitting in front of me when I watched Infinity War, like there's a scene where Tony Stark gets stabbed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, they're gonna kill him right here.
I wish I'd have been it.
The woman in front of me goes, no.
I did that. I had that same reaction.
And then she has a few comments about the rest of the movie, and then they have the after credit scene where like people disappear and stuff, and then the lights come up in the theater, and she goes, well, that movie fucking sucks.
Dude, I had there's like the opposite of this is when something so fucking stupid happens in a movie, someone has to call it out. I was still in high school, so it was either Transformers 2 or 3. But a bunch of people were like, oh, let's go see the new Michael Bay Transformers. I was like, all right, sure, fine. In one of those movies...
Should I do this?
Yeah, let's go and do it. Let's go and do it. And we're done. And come back.
I thought you were doing that for Transformers too. And I was like, let's not spoil that.
In one of the films, a Shia LaBeouf goes through what can only be described as the most violent and horrifying car accident like ever. It's just like roll, cut to roll, fucking explosion, roll, drops like 5 stories. And the very next shot, like that's when all the music like cuts out.
Yeah.
And he just like gets out of the car, like, oh, that was crazy. And some dude down the front goes, what the fuck? Like bullshit. Yeah. And like the entire audience just lost it. It was one of my favorite movie moments of collectively all of us going, this is a stupid fucking movie.
There was years ago when I was in high school, I saw Face Off. And it was a very empty theater. It was me and I think it was Frank. We went to go see Face Off, and there was like the theater was almost empty. There was like one dude in the theater, like 2 rows behind us, like seated directly behind us. And there's a scene towards the end of the movie where they're like on the boat chase, and like one of the boats flies up in the air, and it's like a huge explosion. And then the guy behind me, only the guy in the theater goes, yes! He was just like so into it.
Have you ever been in a theater where someone tries to start a clap and just don't go? Oh, that's a really uncomfortable situation to be in for like the remainder of the film.
I was in that situation with a friend of ours.
Oh no,
Matt Hullum.
Oh no,
we went and saw the
Don't tell me he started it.
The Star Wars. The special editions when they came out in theaters.
Okay.
So the original trilogy, but when they added all the garbage to it. And we went and saw New Hope, and everyone was like, yeah, when you see like the first time Leia's on screen, everybody's clapping.
Sure.
First time.
For a second, I thought you were
Han
like
Solo.
The 3D.
Not to spoil anything about episode 4, but then when we in Empire, we went and saw Empire. I want to say they came out like months apart, or maybe, I don't know. They seemed like they were pretty close. Anyway, we went and saw Empire together, and everybody did the same thing when they clapped when Leia showed up and when Darth Vader showed up the first time. But then Boba Fett appeared on screen. And then I was like, yeah, Boba Fett! Nothing! Nobody was into Boba Fett except for Matt. I know, right? What are you going to do?
But he's great.
I have a theory.
Okay.
Go on.
I was talking about this. I'm going to be very careful about what I say here, because I have seen Solo. And
Okay.
I'm not gonna say anything. Don't worry. But I
Hey,
do
have you seen
feel like
Solo yet?
I do feel like
I don't know. I'm unclear as to
I
whether
just
or not
want
you've
people to
seen
be
that film
careful. I
yet.
don't want to be blameless if I fuck up.
Now that he's
I
seen
feel
Solo.
like
Yeah,
the
right.
Star Wars universe, there is an ever diminishing list of perfect characters, where I think most of the characters through the first 3 movies, episodes 4 through 6, are fucking great. Like I really can't pick apart anything. And then you start getting to the prequels, and all of a sudden they start fucking with characters that were working
They
and start ruining
explaining
them.
things. And
Yeah.
finding out who does and does not like sand. And that just
Exactly
kind
right.
of ruins it.
So I finally put into words how I feel about Star Wars movies.
Okay.
Is I grew up watching 4 through 6, and there are kids movies, and I fully recognize that. And they should be made for kids, and kids should watch them, and they should grow up and love them. Like Andy
did.
grew up and watched the fucking prequels because I don't know, something's wrong with him. But I feel
At
like
the time.
they took those perfect characters, and I feel like the
was a
first trilogy,
Yeah.
episodes 1 through 3, it seemed like the whole purpose of those movies was to fuck up the villains, the Emperor and Darth Vader, and just make them unlikable and not at all menacing, just weird. And now it seems like the final trilogy is to fuck up all the heroes. That's what they're doing.
Well, they've got to make all the heroes look bad so then the new heroes can look good.
Exactly right. Or so they can make their, Darth Millennial, he can seem like super menacing if he like kills them or stuff like that. When they got out of ridiculous situations
Temper
1,000
tantrums.
times, but
Yeah.
no, it's like this guy's killing them all.
Yeah.
So
I just want to know more about Broom Kid.
Finally getting to the heart of the fucking story.
He and Squirrel Girl really have a future together.
there are somebody wrote in the chat, Jade8876, there are too many Star Wars movies now. I agree. I didn't even know the Solo movie was coming out this month.
Okay, but
But I've seen it.
Are there too many Marvel movies? So you have seen
No,
it.
I have no fatigue for Marvel.
That's the thing. Yeah.
I was in Infinity War. I was 2 hours in. I was like, I hope this movie is 6 hours.
Whoa.
I wanna live here.
forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want the Lord of the Rings extended edition. Just do the next one. Just keep playing. I want to see what happens.
Maybe before the next one, we should do a marathon leading up to Infinity War 2.
I would do it if
No.
every article
It's like
I read.
32 hours or something.
It's not even that. Every single time someone talks about it, the stink comes up.
Yeah.
And that,
Yeah.
like, the fact that can't not enter the conversation
Okay.
makes me just like,
We can rent a theater, Carrie, and you can sit on one side,
Okay.
and I can sit on the other.
okay, I'm gonna shout, yeah, every once in a while.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
Only if it's cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
You'll clap when Vision comes on screen the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been retconned so many different times. Originally, he was an android built by Ultron, who was built by Hank Pym.
Yes.
Not by Tony Stark.
Right. Yes.
Hank Pym is the guy who's in Michael Douglas plays him. He's the Ant-Man. And so he was like the brainiac of the Marvel Universe.
The Grand Ant-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Grant Man.
He was Giant Man and Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And then I think they retconned it. I'm going to get out of order here. I wish I had John Rice in your round, where he was the old body of the original Human Torch, who was an android before Johnny Storm was the Human Torch. There's a different Human Torch from back in the Silver Age of comics.
There's also a different Human Torch in the MCU.
Exactly right. No, right? Because they keep changing them up.
Yeah.
In fact, it's funny how the Human Torch does seem to be the pathway for like Chris Evans became Captain America.
Passing of the torch.
Yeah, and then
Shut up.
Thank you, Gus.
we
Thank
were
you.
talking
I
about all the
deserve
people
that.
who played multiple characters in the Marvel Universe and
Yeah.
how no one cares. Like Michael Keaton, well, he played Batman, but then he was Vulture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now we have Cable and Thanos, played by the same actor as well.
I'm not gonna say it. Never mind.
Dude, I gotta get on the fucking Josh Brolin diet for whatever he's
Yeah.
doing right. Holy shit, dude! Have you seen Deadpool yet?
Nope.
I
We
saw
covered
it
this.
yesterday.
I
just to be
I
clear-
blocked it from my memory, Miles. I don't know if you know that or not.
Just to be clear, I've seen Deadpool 2. You've seen Solo.
And
I
we
did hear
haven't
that he's
them.
seen Solo.
Okay.
I heard that somewhere.
And our
the
audience
reserve.
has now seen a very specific part of Deadpool.
Bernie's seen
actually.
every movie.
But I actually took my kids to see Deadpool 2. I can't see it for some reason.
They
Deadpool
talk
2.
about not doing that in the movie.
Well, Teddy's 13. He's my youngest.
guess that's
13 is.
fuck.
No, that's
Man.
fine. No, you're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
by,
you're good.
by 13, no, I was a filthy mouthed teenager. Yeah, it didn't matter.
that was-
There's nothing in Deadpool that would have shocked me. Well,
No.
One of
My parents made me stick to ratings
One of
until
my-
I was like 15.
one of my favorite memories being a teenager was my dad took me and my 3 friends to go see the Jackass movie. And I remember leaving that theater, and there were some kids from school that were fucking assholes. And they were like, oh, what'd you go see, bro? And we're like, we saw the Jackass movie. And they're like, what? How'd you get in? And I was like, my dad's fucking rad. Suck my dick. And walked away. But then I'm sure after I left, they were like, that guy goes to the theater with his daddy.
And your dad was like, they've taught you so many naughty words. I don't think your dad would say that.
No, my dad didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That was rad. I fucking loved that.
What did they go see?
I don't care.
Some shitty movie that wasn't
Some shitty movie
Jackass.
that wasn't Jackass. Exactly.
When I was 5, my parents, I sat there and would recite Star Wars to them because we had seen it over 30 times in the theaters.
Whoa.
And like, this fucking kid loves this science fiction stuff. All right, there's another Star Wars movie coming out. We'll take him to see that. Wasn't Star Wars, it was Alien. And
yes!
I was 5 years old. I remember we made it all the way through the chest bursting scene. I made it to the face hugging scene and all the way up until the seizure at dinner. And they got me the fuck out of there.
You heard what happened to Jonah Glossy?
No.
I think was it his sister? I think it was Joe's sister. He gets a text from his sister that's like, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was awful. I couldn't handle it. And he's like, I mean, I thought it was pretty okay, but like, what was the issue? She's like, it was such a tonal shift. There was so much blood, and where was the cat? And he's like, first off, I think you mean the raccoon. That's like a joke in the MCU that you just did.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, it was so violent and so scary, and like, I didn't know who any of the people were, and they all died. She went to go see the new Aliens movie instead of Guardians, and I was like, bullshit. No one is that like
Aliens Covenant?
Covenant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
She walked into Alien Covenant and like sat through the entire film.
That's awesome.
And then left and was still like, yeah, I saw Guardians.
Where
2, and it
was
wild.
the 80s music?
Dude? Like,
What?
were you there that day?
That's
when we
not
were
the
like,
same at
Joe,
all,
you
like,
can't,
yeah.
you can't. Your sister isn't real. You're paying someone to text it. He showed me the whole, like the entire thread, and he's like, yeah, I don't really know if I want to say that I'm related to her anymore. I don't want to do that. Fucking like,
yeah, but it's
holy
like if you're
shit.
not a fan, you're not super hardcore into that scene. I totally get it. My mother always called everything a cartoon. It didn't matter what it was.
Like when you play the Nintendo, it's like, no, this is an Xbox. Like,
yeah, no, everything's a
Yeah,
cartoon to
too,
her. Yeah. But the
I don't get it. I
I'm
don't
with
get it.
you. No,
like,
I'm with you. I don't understand
I
how
don't
any
make any
functioning
sense.
adult could be like,
You
where's
have to
Chris
go. You
Pratt?
have to buy a ticket, and the fucking title comes on in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know what the fucking deal is. I don't know.
You have to blink
I will not
sometimes.
call Joe a liar. I do not believe him to be a liar. I don't know, man. He's made a mini career off of making fun of his family members with movies. Remember his
and
mom?
his sister's one of them.
Yeah.
Was that?
Oh, it was
really?
his sister's girlfriend.
I don't know.
Who did Star Wars specifically.
Yeah. He asked his mom to explain the Matrix. Made a video out of that. And I
She
think it was-
watched The Matrix.
Yes.
And so she had seen it, and then
Yeah.
her explanation of what The Matrix is so
You can
fucking
find it on
funny.
YouTube. It's so. I think my mom explains the Matrix or something like that.
It's really great.
Fucking funny.
And then I think I thought it was either it's a girl about his age, so maybe his sister or his girlfriend at the time.
I think his girlfriend.
She was explaining Star Wars.
Yes.
Yeah, because she hadn't seen it.
I feel like I've seen that. Yeah.
I just saw a funny reaction video on YouTube, which is somebody watching the big twist that comes in the original trilogy of Star Wars, which was the seminal spoiler moment for so many generations until Sixth Sense came along. And she was seeing it for the first time. She was like, how? What? It's like, this is awesome.
How do you not get that spoiled?
How do you not get that spoiled? Because
Yeah.
you don't care anymore.
I mean, people.
But it's been fucking 35 years.
There's shirts that have that spoiler on it. Like, you
Yeah.
just buy a shirt. It's like, here's the spoiler.
Speaking of which, great moments in spoiler history. I'm not going to spoil anything. I always have to say that before spoil something.
Lower their guard. real
David
good.
Prowse, who played he was the guy in the suit for Darth Vader. James Earl Jones did the voice. So after episode 1 took place, or episode 4, excuse me, there was a lot of people were really super interested in it, and he actually went to a convention. And he said, and it's in the paper, like there's a printout of a news article that somebody has, where he's at the convention like 9 months before Empire comes out, and he's like, oh yeah, you guys are gonna love it. Like, this is the big one where we reveal that Darth Vader, my character, is actually Luke's father, and all this, and just like lays out all the spoilers. And it's like, because there was no internet, it didn't go anywhere. But it might be a big reason why he doesn't like George Lucas doesn't let him speak.
Yeah, I've heard that George Lucas blacklisted him from doing events because of that.
Yeah.
Or-
I was gonna say George Lucas just pulls him aside, like, this is why I didn't let you talk.
Yeah.
This is why I replaced you.
He didn't know either.
Yeah.
The story goes that he didn't know he was being replaced.
Tom Holland now. There's an issue with him spoiling so much shit for the MCU.
I think that was a cover.
What did he do? Tom?
There was
yeah.
some.
I was thinking of Tom Hardy for some reason. I was like, how did Tom Hardy
Tom
get
Holland.
involved? No, yeah.
Apparently, I've
He's
seen.
now Venom too, isn't he?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
God.
he could.
We've talked about
theoretically.
movies this entire time, by the way.
fuck it.
Okay. I like Miles. That's you.
So like, no, you may have seen on Twitter like all the compilation of him doing. They finally got smart and stuck Tom with Benedict Cumberbatch for all of his interviews, because they'll ask him a question, he'll be like, "Oh man, you're gonna love it when," and then Cucumberbatch is just like, actually, I'll answer this one, and like cuts him off every time.
Right.
But apparently, like at some Infinity War screening, like before the screen, he thought he was coming in after the audience had just watched it. and runs out and goes, "Don't worry, everyone, spoiler!"
wow,
and the
really?
whole audience goes, "Oh!" And he goes, "Oh, you haven't seen it yet!" Like it was
Oh.
apparently what happened.
He's so
Yikes.
pure though.
Oh my
like,
god.
Yup.
The best still is that one we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Where it's Don Cheadle and Mark Ruffalo
Yeah.
on the Good Morning America
Yeah.
interview from like July of last year.
Oh,
you
you
not
haven't
seen
seen
that?
it?
No,
You have to
dude.
preserve it. You have to watch it.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think the Tom Holland thing's actually cover for how much Mark Ruffalo actually does spoil stuff.
Whoa.
And that interview with Mark Ruffalo from like 8 months ago.
There's a point.
It's before Ragnarok.
Yeah, it was in
They're talking
July
about-
of last
they're
year.
talking about
there's,
Ragnarok.
There's a point in it where Mark Ruffalo turns to John Cheadle and goes, "Am I going to be in trouble?" And Don Cheadle goes, "I don't
Yeah,
know,
dude.
man.
I don't know. Just move on. Move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about that. I don't know what he. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But there's also Mark Ruffalo live streamed the first 20 minutes of Thor
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok at the
Yeah. What?
premiere. Yeah, he just left his Instagram live running, and he just put it in his lap, and it was just like you could hear the movie.
and then at the end you hear someone be like, "You're live. You're live. Check your phone. You're live."
He said that his phone kept buzzing, but he didn't want to check it because the movie was going on. Which, like, props. I mean, he understands
Good guy.
that you shouldn't do that. But still,
guy.
that's fucking crazy. It's amazing, like, trying to keep all those things quiet for so long.
You know what's fascinating to me about spoilers and Marvel in particular
What?
is that it's all based on source material. So these stories are really well known, and it's like,
Yeah.
would someone have freaked out if you spoiled the 8th Harry Potter movie to people?
I think
I think
so.
Well, I think it's very different.
I don't know what
because
happens in the 8th Harry
I
Potter.
think
movie.
that when you read the books, like, you know, Harry Potter book versus Harry
gets
Potter movie,
fat.
it's a lot closer of a translation. I'm not saying
Sure.
it's exactly the same, but with the comics, it's like, who knows what they're pulling from? Like we talked about already.
Yeah.
Like the universe has been reset. And
But if they're doing Infinity War, that's a story.
Right, but is going to play out the same or is it going to play out different?
True.
Yeah.
Thanos'
It's-
motivations
it's-
are different in the comic than they are.
Much
Yeah.
better too.
Yeah, they're much better in the movie or in the comic.
Wait, what? No, in the movie, his motivations are way better.
I agree too. I agree.
Okay,
Yeah.
you know who doesn't think his motivations make sense? Our good friend Joe Nicolosi.
Yeah.
Really?
He like ran into us. He's like, "It makes no fucking sense. It's insane." I'm like, "Well, you mean, yeah, he is supposed to be kind of insane." He's like, "I don't know about that."
But and then other material like the Watchmen comic versus the Watchmen movie, they've fixed the ending for the comic book in the film.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
totally different.
Yeah.
The ending of the comic is like, oh, okay, I guess, sure.
It works. I still think it works. It's like definitely weird, but
out there.
so is a lot of stuff in the comics. so.
Watchmen is my squirrel girl because
Go on.
God, I want that shirt.
it is that we have a great shirt. We're gonna debut it on next week's podcast.
Hey, you want to spoil it?
You guys will be super happy about it. No, a girl, I'll get
He wore it when
you'll be
he
happy
saw
about
Solo
it.
earlier.
Go on.
Yeah. So in Solo,
God, I love being on the podcast for the one time a year, and then I
The,
made fun of Burnie too much.
what the fuck was I even talking about? I can't remember what the fuck I was talking about at this point.
Watchmen is my squirrel girl.
Watch this. Like, Squirrel Girl.
It's just like,
There's
I
your
just
title.
don't get it the way other people do. Like people who like Watchmen
Yeah.
fucking love Watchmen. They think it's incredible. It's this amazing story. When I remember it was coming out, people were like, I can't believe they made this into a movie. I never thought they would go this far and make a movie. It's so subversive. It's like, what? Okay.
I'm just a lot of dick.
Yeah.
Like, that was like I feel like that was like the big. I don't know. Like
I thought the comic was really good.
I,
Yeah, no,
I,
the
I
comic's
liked
great.
it a lot.
I like them both. I mean, like they're good. I feel like people like are that way with like V for Vendetta too. It's like
Oh,
this
that
is
was-
either like the greatest movie of all time, or you're like, well, okay,
Yeah.
sure.
I feel that
Yeah.
way about The Fifth Element too, although I know that's also an unpopular opinion.
Oh, you don't like it?
Yeah, it was just like I was always more of a Matrix fan. I really fucking loved the first Matrix, and Fifth Element was
Dude,
about
that movie
same
holds
era.
up so well.
Didn't Fifth
Matrix?
Element?
Yeah,
Didn't Fifth
I
Element
watched it
come
last
out
week.
like 3 or 4 years before?
Yeah, but it's like the same era. You know what I mean? It's like here's how I remember The Fifth Element. I remember because it was when DVDs were taking off, and maybe about the time that I was kind of getting into this stuff, and all like the home theater mags and everything, they always had screenshots of fucking Fifth Element for years and years and years. I was just like, I'm so fucking sick of this movie.
so
It wasn't even
colorful.
that good. Yeah. It's just, people really like Fifth Element. I thought Gary Oldman was great in it.
I love Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to read this thing.
Do it.
I want to remind everyone this episode of Rooster Teeth Podcast is also brought to you by.
My mommy just texted me. My parents are watching.
Oh, they are?
I just texted my mom too because they always like to know when I'm on, and I was like, I completely forgot to tell her.
I'm a bad son. Yeah, no, I got the text like you could have told us, and I was like, oh.
Speaking of San Antonio,
Oh, for fuck's sake, let's talk about it.
Does he have a name?
no. There was a baboon on the loose in the San Antonio airport. I think.
Holy shit, that's kind of scary.
I think they just caught him right before we went live.
Baboon on the lam.
It's funny you say that because we watched the video right before we started, and it's the local news person in front of all their graphics. It says monkey in the airport. It's like we're gonna go live to our person at the scene, and we cut. I've never seen a more nervous reporter in my life.
Yeah.
I've seen reporters in the middle of like gale force winds that had like
love
seemed
that
calmer
shit.
than
Yeah.
this guy. Like it cuts to him, he's like as if he's worried the monkey's
He's
gonna
literally
be there.
like rubbing his hands together.
Airports are. I would be worried.
I would be worried
Yeah,
too.
it's like you said, all the headlines are monkey on the loose, and then you look at the video, you see the image, you're like, that's a baboon. Then the reporter on the scene's like, yeah, it's a baboon.
There's the image. Oh
Yeah.
man.
I think they just caught it at first, and it was funny. It was like, we've got people there, we've got him isolated to a room. No, we've got him like it's like just narrowing it down.
We're getting him through security. We're gonna give him a pat down.
The best part too is they had a
fuck
representative
with that.
from the airport that was like, yeah, prior to this incident, the other biggest incident we had was a loose cat, and I mean, we had a time catching him, and I'm just sitting there like, God help you, dude.
You know what would help if you had a baboon? Help you hunt down the cat.
I'm
Yeah, that's
imagining
their
them
favorite
like
snack.
in the airport, like the security team's there, and you see like a door handle jiggle, and they're like, it can open doors. Run!
Oh fuck!
Dude.
It has thumbs.
I mean, a baboon can learn. It could be flying a plane by the end of the adventure. What is a series of events that has to take place in order for the baboon to get loose? First of all, the baboon had to get into the
Yeah,
airport
they
to begin
said
with.
it was on a flight
Where's it going?
in,
fit in the
the
overhead
cargo hold
compartment.
in a cage and got loose.
Was it like a pet?
I don't know.
Hangover 4.
This is all just viral marketing.
Yeah.
That's a new price line.
Oh my God. From the people that brought you IKEA monkey
The
comes.
tag.
Lustig Lex in
Fuck
chat
that,
is asking,
dude.
did he have pre-check though? I think you don't need pre-check when you're a baboon.
No.
They
Fucked
just
up and
let you
racist.
go.
Listen, dude, that's nothing to fuck around with. I don't remember what particular species of monkey it was.
I think it was a chimp.
Was it a chimp we're going to talk about?
I think so.
Where
Off
it was like
in the
somebody
face?
had one, and so their neighbor came over to visit, and it decided, I don't like this person, so it tore off their face and genitals. Tore off the guy's
I love
genitals.
both of those things about myself.
Yeah, those are kind of like, you can live without them, but you don't want
And
to.
then when
you
they
call that
surgically
living.
reattached them, they swapped them by accident. The
That's how Gonzo was born.
huge malpractice suit.
And now he's the new DC
Like-
villain.
Of all of the like external, like of all of my extremities that I could lose, those are my two that
Your
I wanna-
face is an extremity.
Well,
Look at that
it's on my
nose.
outside. Yeah, look how. Yeah, it's
on
just
my
It's
outside.
my top dick. Like that's all it is. Those. I need those. I need those the most.
Yeah. The
Is it legal to have a monkey? Can we just?
I don't think you can have a monkey. IKEA monkey got taken away from that woman.
That was a Canada.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I
Well, that
thought-
monkey looks sad. That's probably good for the monkey.
Yeah.
I always think about like animals being like taken away and then released in the wild, and it just makes me think of every video I've ever seen of someone with a mouse in like a trash can. It's like, oh, we'll let you out now, and then like within 30 seconds, a hawk comes and swoops it and takes it away. I don't know what it is. I love those videos.
My favorite was a couple weeks ago. I saw one. I think this family had picked up a squirrel that had
Baby
like a broken
squirrel.
leg or something,
know the
and they
one.
were releasing it. They were putting it onto a tree, and the squirrel's like taking a few timid steps, and then the family house cat runs out, gets on the tree, grabs the squirrel, and takes off with it.
You know what I
Yeah.
think my favorite part of those videos is that the reaction is always the same. It's always, oh no! It's not despair. It's a strange blend of disappointment
And
With
this
the
is not my
squirrel
problem
one?
anymore.
With the squirrel one, it was pure terror.
Yeah, the woman filming was blood curdling.
Yeah, it was an awful scream.
Yeah.
What is wrong
Like
with
cows,
me?
like you guys fucked up. You finally let her out of sight.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was a kid, I was like, I'm doing something good. I'm doing something for the environment. Here's the squirrel back. Oh fuck, Mr. Tibbles.
Mr. Tibbles.
I saw a video just the other day. We're in depressing territory here. A guy was a falconer, and instead his
Good
falcon
start.
goes zoop to the end of this field, comes back, decides to come back via the road and run straight into a semi truck. And you can see the guy's face was just like, people in the
Yeah.
comments were like, "Look, I've dabbled in this hobby. It takes a very long time and amount of effort to bond with one of those birds." And it's just like you could see it like on the falconer's face. He was just like,
no.
"It's like it's just an accident, dude."
Yeah.
You know? Sorry,
Was
that's
there?
all bummer.
Hey,
Yeah.
was there like a comical puff of feathers?
No, there was nothing like that.
Oh well, then this is sad.
Was there like a slide whistle?
Yeah.
Anything along?
And
Yeah.
as the semi went by the falconer, he went like this one. The semi goes, okay.
Man, I hit a pigeon once, and I've never seen so many feathers.
Like you punched
in my
it?
life. No, in my car. I was
Yeah, he
driving.
was talking
and I hit it
shit.
in my car,
Yeah.
and it was like I didn't realize pigeons
Eat your
had that many
fucking brain.
feathers.
it goes deep.
Yeah.
They're all
It
feathers.
was everywhere. It was all feathers.
I don't know why I got sent this video, and I don't remember exactly. Like, I think I was probably Austin because it was a weird video. Sent me a video of like a machine to defeathers chickens. And it's just this like.
What are we talking about? How are we in this?
I don't know.
Talk about the.
Speaking of Austin, I ran into Austin in a weird way
You did.
a couple of weeks ago.
This is Austin Hardwick. He's one of our animators.
Most people know him as the pink-haired animator.
Pink-haired animator. He's been an animator since season 10 of RVB.
It was it was nighttime. It was probably close to midnight, and I had to take my trash out to the curb because trash pickup was the next day. I'd had a few beers. I was like, all right, gonna throw these in the recycling, take it out to the curb. I roll it all out to the curb, set it up, and I can feel like there's someone approaching and really close to me. So I look up all of a sudden, and Austin is standing there, and he's got like a plant with him, and he goes, he shouts, "What the fuck?" And I look at him and I go, "Wow, that's weird." And I turn around and go back into my house, and I'm like, why the fuck was he carrying a plant walking down the street at like midnight?
So the next day, I didn't know any about this. The next day,
that was a different story.
he comes into our office. He closes the door. He says, "I know where Gus lives now." I was like, "What the fuck? What's going on?" He's like, "I was really drunk, and I realized I didn't have my 10,000 steps for the day, so I just started. Apparently, there's like open container laws, and you're fine." So he just started walking and drinking. I don't know if that's true. He'll figure that out.
I highly doubt
He'll
that's true.
figure that. That's fine. He'll figure that. That's fine. It was juice. But he was walking, and I don't even know what neighborhood it was at, but he was walking by.
Good.
Yeah, no, I actually don't. He passed like people like put some trash out of the curb, and there was a vase in it full of peacock feathers. And Austin being
Sounds
Austin.
like a very normal thing to throw away.
In Austin?
Yes.
And he was like, "Oh, it's my girlfriend's birthday. She loves peacocks. I'll take these."
I'll get this trash for her.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have to say where he got it
Lord.
from. So he just picked it up and he's like, "I was walking and there was Gus. I didn't know what to do." And he just like, he said like, yeah, he screamed everything. He just didn't know what to do. So he just kept walking. And he was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to do now. I was like, should I talk to him? I was like, nah, he's fine.
Yeah,
Man,
it was such a weird moment.
he was so freaked out in like
out
this
of nowhere.
weird way.
The first year I knew him, he struck me as one of those people that just makes up stories for attention. But then I got to know him, and I realized there's just something wrong with him, and he just lives a very bizarre life, and has a bizarre series of events that happens to him on a weekly basis.
Yeah, it's like after they destroyed something beautiful in Fight Club, and then it's just like, there he is.
There he is. He's just there.
It's a beautiful weird.
The other day, speaking of weirdness, I had a really weird experience at a restaurant. I went to this Nepalese restaurant because I realized that I'd never had food from Nepal
totally
before.
was her nipple as well, Mike.
And so I'm sitting there,
Nippleish.
and there's like a little bit of space, and then there's another table to my right, and there's a woman sitting there by herself, and she comes in, and she seems like, I don't know, like a little erratic, like she's just like shifting gears, talking about all kinds of stuff. And the waiter comes by to take her order, and she explains how she's never been to the restaurant before, and she wants. I'll get to that part later. And she wants an explanation for everything that's on the menu. She wants to know what everything is. And I guess the waiter doesn't have time, so like the manager comes over to take over. The
I
manager,
probably would too.
manager's very patient. Manager was very nice to her. And it's like,
Okay.
this is this kind of dish. It has this meat, this kind of sauce, this taste, these spices. Explains literally everything on the menu to this woman. Then she goes, "I've been awake for 3 days. I'm really tired.
What?
Just bring me whatever you want." And then she shoves the menu back to the manager, and the manager's like, "Okay." So the manager leaves, I guess, to put in like a food order for her.
After all that.
Right, after he's explained everything, she's like, whatever, you pick
Your
food for
look
me.
surprised me.
And he
So
brought
then-
a shit sandwich. Like,
So then she's sitting there. Then after a while, like the original waiter comes back and he's like, "Oh, here's some food." Puts it down on the table. She looks at it and goes, "That's not my food." And the waiter goes, "Well, what did you order?" She goes, "That's not my food." So the waiter's like, hold on." So the waiter leaves. He leaves the food on her table.
Yeah.
He leaves, goes to get to the manager, and the manager comes back, and the manager's like, "You told me to order food for you. This is what I ordered." She's like, "Oh yeah, it looks good."
What is wrong with this person?
Well, she had been up for 3 days.
And then
she was an escaped baboon. She made her way to the
She's like,
restaurant.
"I'm late for my flight. Can you
Which way
please
to
hurry
San
this up?"
Antonio?
that restaurant was BYOB. So she tries to order like a glass of wine, and the manager's like, "Well, we don't have a liquor license, but if you have, your own alcohol, you can bring it in."
Which I hope you don't.
And the manager
That
says,
sounds like a total platitude.
the manager says, "There's a liquor store that's just walking distance, like it's just right over here.
Would you?
You can go get a bottle of wine if you want." And the woman goes, "Oh, I've got a bottle of wine in my car." And the manager goes, "Okay, well, you can bring that in and you can pour yourself some wine." She goes, "I don't want to bring the bottle down. Can you just give me a glass of ice and I'll go pour my glass of wine in my car?" And the
ice?
manager goes, "You can't do that." you can bring the bottle of wine down and pour yourself a glass of wine here. She goes, no. Just get me a glass of ice and I'll go to my car and I'll pour myself a glass of wine. The manager's like, I understand, but we don't have a liquor license. Like if you're doing that and carrying wine across the parking lot, that could be trouble. She goes, don't worry. If nobody will get in trouble, it'll just be me. The manager goes, well, that's not really how it works. You really should bring down this bottle of wine.
If I don't get caught, it doesn't count.
Right.
So we're good. Hey, we're good.
And then he makes the mistake of asking, like, what kind of glass do you want? Do you want like a wine glass? And she's like, no, just any kind of glass. A big glass, just fill it with ice. And I'm going to go pour myself a glass of wine. It was like, what is happening here? And then eventually, so later, like she takes like 2 bites of her food. Mm-hmm. And then she goes, I just got a phone call from that project I've been working on for the last 3 days. I got to go and I got to finish this up. Have your people box this up for me.
Have your people.
Right. And I was like, why is that your word choice? And I was like, okay. He like takes the food and like boxes it up for her and gives it to her and like she pays and leaves. It's like, what is that woman's life?
I didn't think anyone actually said that. I thought that was just the joke of like, have your people call my people. Like,
What do you think is the weirdest thing you've ever done in a restaurant or like a Starbucks or something?
Do I have to be an adult or can I be a kid?
Do you hear the new Starbucks rule, which you don't have to buy anything to come and sit in their stores? That's a new company-wide rule. That's not going to backfire completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't weird. It was just really fucking dumb. I was like, I guess I was like 15 or 16. I had been working at a backpacking camp for about a month, and
You sound super depressed.
and well, no, it's like
he can only
stabbed a guy.
he can only afford a messenger bag, so he like really fucks some shit up.
Starter backpacking camp, Carrie.
You just drink out of a canteen. There you go, and then you're good. And I did that for a month. I drank everything like that. Yeah. And then my parents, to celebrate, we went to, what's it called? It's in San Antonio, the Alamo Cafe. And I remember I was excited to have a soda. I ordered a Big Red. It's very popular in Texas.
Very sugary.
Very sugary.
So good.
Super red. And the waitress dropped it off, put a straw in it, and I put my lips in the straw, and I went, and I just poured Big Red all over myself.
What's wrong
for my
with you?
celebration. I had been in the wilderness for a month. I had
memory.
changed. I was no longer part of society, Burnie.
Do you remember when that happened to Tom Hanks in Castaway? Like when they bring him back and he pours Big Red all over himself?
He's like, I cried during that scene. No, it was stupid. It made my muscle memory, just as I was drinking from the straw, I just poured a fucking like Texas gallon of Big Red all over myself, and the fucking waitress has the nerve to come back and go, did someone have a little accident? I was like, I'm 16, and I'll remember this for the rest of my life.
You can say you're 16 as a defense, but you literally just poured an entire glass of Big Red all over yourself.
I don't think she has another phrase she can say besides that. If it's not
Like
alcohol.
a full glass and just dump
It was like half of it. I was
wow.
It was like you're.
oh, cold on my nipples. No.
That must have been so fucking sticky.
It was like a.
It was so bad.
coach after a fucking.
I remember
winning
like
game.
my family just laughed at me.
Good.
Yeah, thank God he wasn't like a soccer coach, right?
Yeah.
Because then he would drink Gatorade out of a big thing.
Yeah. And you're like, what are you doing? It's like, I don't know. This is all I know.
I know. I've forgotten how to live.
I only know giant containers and spigots. That's all I got.
Damn you, FedEx.
I think this isn't the dumb. Like, this isn't a weird thing that I did, but it happened to me. I guess so. I was probably like 8 or 10 or something like that, and my parents took me to Magic Time Machine for.
Can you explain? Not
Can
around
you
anymore.
explain what that is?
That place is gone now, right?
Is it?
I fucking hope so.
it's
That place
gone.
sucked.
Well, I have a very
Hey,
vague memory of it. It's just they
dare
dress
you.
up in costumes, and it's like, oh, you're eating in a different era and all this shit.
No, it's still there.
Is
it's
it?
still open.
Get out of here. Where is
They
it?
don't follow. It's in San Antonio.
Antonio.
They don't follow the rules at all. They're like, hey, welcome to Magic Time Machine. I'm Tinkerbell, and I'm like, bitch,
Yeah.
she didn't exist. Give me another waitress.
Oh, well, here's the other thing they apparently they do is they've got like a cool like Dick's Last Resort thing going on where they just like terrorize children. 'Cause that's what happened to me.
I hate when they fuck with you. When you
Oh,
go to a
me.
restaurant.
So did I. They like
that.
our waiter really wanted me to get where they have like these like fizzy drinks that like it's just like constantly bubbling. And I was like, no, I just want like a Coke. Like that'd be fine. And he's like, no, you want the fizzy drink? I was like, no, I really just like the Coke. So like that was like what set us off and like gave us an issue.
What are you, a pussy?
That's pretty much what happened. So then I had to go to the bathroom. So my daddy takes me to the bathroom.
How old were you?
Like somewhere between like 6 and
16
8.
or 17?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like 2 weeks ago. I had my birthday. And I went to the bathroom. I did my business, and I was at that age, and I still am, where it's like I didn't have to touch my wiener, so I just can use. I don't use soap. I just use water.
I was really hoping you were going to say.
I know.
I was really hoping you were going to say it's like you're at the age when you go to the urinal and just pull your pants down to your ankles and you just let it go.
Oh, I was totally going. I was at the
Emerson?
age where I had to jerk off because I was in a bathroom for a minute. You never heard that age?
No, wait. Can we time out on your story?
Hey, pause.
Hey, Bernie.
You never
What
reached-
were your formative years like
You
in
never,
public?
you never reached the point where you had to jerk off at every possible opportunity?
I mean, yeah, but not like in a public bathroom at a restaurant.
Yeah, what the?
Nah, I didn't do that.
I never went to Denny's and was like, "Hey,
you
parents,
can't
give me a sec."
You can't just bring that up like I've never done that. I just, I hear things that you jerk off in a public restroom.
Well, I mean, I didn't say I never jerked off in a public restroom. I'm just saying not in a restaurant.
Look,
that
you
would
get
be
those
gross.
two luscious pancakes next to each other, little whipped cream dollop in the middle, and now I'm just like, "Hey guys, keep my food
I
warm.
want to
I'll
get
be
with
right
that.
back."
Is that why you're so excited Magic Time Machine's still around?
I still have a chance. Dude, I could fucking start jerking off in the Victorian era and finish in the information age. It would be amazing.
Jesus.
My story's no longer good. I went to the bathroom.
No, bring it back. No, bring it back.
I
Bring it back.
went to the bathroom. I didn't use soap. I walked back from the bathroom. I just washed my hands. I didn't use soap.
You didn't wash your hands if you didn't use soap.
Yeah,
So there you
what
go.
the
Fine.
fuck
That's
are you
fine. I
talking
was
about?
6. Like I've learned. And the waiter asked, "Hey, did you wash your hands?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Did you use soap?" I said, "No." And he's like, "Mm." Then he went on the intercom and announced to everybody in the restaurant that Kerry Shawcross did not wash his hands when he went to the bathroom.
What?
Yeah.
You should have ordered the fizzy
Yo,
drink.
I should have ordered the fucking fizzy drink, Gus.
Yo, like
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
of your years of anxiety makes so much more sense
Yeah.
to me now.
Guess he spent the rest of his birthday dinner under the table.
Oh my god,
This
dude.
boy.
Did you jerk off down there?
Yeah. Privacy.
That kind of begs the question: why do they have a public address system in the
I
Magic
don't
Time
know.
Machine?
Why pay this man more so he has more things to do, and he
Hey,
doesn't.
did your father tip him? I mean, did your parents tip him well after that?
I'm
Oh
pretty
my
sure they
God.
were very upset.
So that reminds me. So it's fun. On the same night of my dad taking us to Jackass, he continued the tradition of like, "Oh, I'll be cool to these teenage boys." We went to the Hooters right around the corner
Yeah.
from the movie theater that we went to. And at this point, like Papa Luna is like all-time high score, like ranking for cool dad right now. But then he did something that very much reminded me of like the father I'd grown to know, which is scary and intimidating. Like, I don't know how to relate to you. I don't know anything about sports. You're really stern when you're angry. Like, essentially, we went to Hooters, we got our food or whatever. His food shows up late, and then his food is cold. And like I'm
Hold it back. Hold it back.
I'm a little pansy. I avoid confrontation. Like if I got a cold meal, I'd be like,
What were you like
this
back then?
just like a puddle of goo.
Hey. Do you mind if we pause and talk about something? Been sitting here kind of in my seat.
Is that, huh?
Like kind of being antsy because I
Yo.
knew something was coming.
Oh,
and
yo,
it just,
fuck this story. Fuck this story.
Sorry, I hate to interrupt.
No.
Is Gray
Please
here?
do. Please
Is
do.
Gray around? 'Cause
Do we have
I saw him
Graham
earlier.
Cracker? Graham Haddock?
he was here.
He was here.
I saw him.
He was sprinting.
We
Sorry to interrupt. You want to finish your
Well, hey,
story
finish
really
the story.
quickly?
Sure, I'll finish my story real quick.
do a clip
My
notes
dad
version.
made this big old stink about how his food was cold to the waitress, and then she brought the check, and then he signed the check, and he was like, "Let's go, we're going now." And I saw they didn't leave a tip at all. Like he just turned dinner into the most awkward fucking thing ever. And my 3 friends that were with me were like, "Is he always like that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm really sorry." Okay, yo, fuck this story. Also, I love you, Dad. Fuck this story. Hey, Gray.
Hey, Gray.
What's up,
Hey.
dude?
So while we've been on the podcast, some people have noticed in chat that I have been checking my phone again and again.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've been refreshing someone's Instagram feed in anticipation of something being said. By the way, everyone, this is Gray Haddock. He is the head of the animation division.
Hello.
Yeah, boy.
I don't like to use the word
Am I applying
department
myself?
anymore. It's I call it the animation division.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Are we a force now?
What's that?
Are we like a force to be
we're-
reckoned
we're-
with?
Animation
You're one of the
Italian,
Infinity Stones. Yeah. But and also the showrunner of an upcoming 3D animation project.
Yeah,
Genlock.
That's right. Been working on a little thing called Genlock for a while now. Lost track of time, but yeah, that's been kind of crazy.
So
I
one of the fun parts about being in pre-production for a show or going into production is a big part of that is casting.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm kind of in a weird place. I feel like I've been holding my breath for I don't know how long now. But yeah, it's kind of odd what just happened online just a minute ago. I love how supportive everyone's been of the show. But we had an actor online that just posted on social saying that they wanted to be in Genlock. And I don't know if people out there, if you're watching the podcast right now live, then you're the very first ones to help me suss out. There's a gentleman who goes by the name Michael B. Jordan.
You might know him from the MCU that we talked about in this episode.
Go check his Instagram. I think it's Michael B. Ford Jordan. But
his Instagram is Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan, and he just posted about playing Chase in Genlock.
Yeah, apparently he wants to join the cast.
So are you telling me that I didn't get the role of Chase? I mean, is this really
how
how
you
I'm going
find
to
out.
find
That's a hell
out?
of a way to break it to you.
This
I'm so
is how you
sorry.
find
This is
out.
awkward.
Yeah.
So that is a crazy announcement. We had a fun announcement about a new animated project. We had that last week. So it's been this like a crazy 7 days, man. Really crazy. But that's amazing. That's amazing.
It's so cool.
Can you talk
Chad
at all about
Chad
how
is
that kind
blowing
of
up. Chad is just like
I'm going to
going
retweet it right now.
crazy.
Real quick.
Well, yeah, I don't know what I was going to do. So I try and play it coy, like, oh yeah, gee, some guy named Michael just posted he wants to be part of the cast. So, anyways, you guys were talking about Marvel movies. But no, okay, fine. Yeah, it's real. This is the thing that we've been talking about, or kind of winking at for months. This is. We've been our people have been talking to their people, as they say, since the end of December.
We just heard it again.
We were just talking about that phrase.
It was crazy.
real.
I mean, so this is Rooster Teeth has done some crazy stuff before, but we've never approached casting quite like this. And Michael, it turns out, was at the top of our dream casting list, and we've got some concept art. Kind of using his visage to figure out the look of Chase from a long time ago. This is before we even thought we'd have the chance to reach out, and so we should post that eventually just to back that up. But yeah, when he was at the top of our dream list, we didn't actually think we'd have a chance to reach out. Then it kind of looked like maybe we could. So we put together a package of like the script and some art from the world and the work in progress of Chase's art. And we even animated a version of Chase's model using some of his audio, some of his performance from Creed.
Yeah.
And packed the whole thing up and sent this message in a bottle to him. And it kind of made it across the Hollywood ocean through all the agents and point agents and producers and managers and attorneys and whatnot. And eventually
That's what they call that giant floating island of plastic.
They now have autonomous robots working on picking that stuff up, which they're doing a test program for that.
Really?
But we digress.
More importantly,
Enough about this. Let's hear more about the robot.
No, long story short, the first amazing thing was he didn't say no.
yeah.
Okay, that's amazing in and of itself. And
Huge
then
fan of
after a
anime
while-
himself.
Sorry, what?
Huge fan of anime himself.
He is, and yeah. So we started talking to him. This was before the premiere of Black Panther. This was before the whole anime meme from the Vanity Fair video interview where he was like walking around his crib and pointing to the map saying he wanted to go to Japan. It was before all of that. The entire time we're like, we can't say anything right now, and but now we finally can. And I just.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Damn it.
Do you have this
Looking
like
forward to
weight
it, man.
And Bernie didn't spoil it.
Somehow we were talking earlier about Human Torches, and I was just like,
I got my butthole clenched when we got to that point. I was like, Bernie,
Chris
don't you
Evans was
dare.
a Human Torch. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been incredible. So we can finally say that Genlock is in full production, and people can look forward to a bunch of new updates now on a pretty regular basis. We'll be starting to show off some more art and some more behind the scenes and interviews with the crew, and
I'm sure there'll be cool stuff at RTX.
Say what?
I'm sure there'll be cool stuff at RTX.
Yeah,
Going on.
our RTX, and we hope to visit a couple of different conventions. Announcements forthcoming.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna kind of hopefully make appearances at a bunch of places over the summer and into the fall, and I'm not too far away from, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I'm gonna go fly out on one of his days off, and we're gonna go like find the voice of the character and start recording here soon. So
That's fantastic.
Fuck yeah,
crazy.
dude.
And then we
So sad for
have
you.
potentially more casting announcements coming up with Genlock. Because we haven't. It's the first person officially announced as part of the cast.
This is the first casting announcement of
good
any kind
start.
that we've made. Yeah. No pressure. No.
Yeah.
I hate to be following that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. With Gus.
Oh.
He'll be playing Squirrel Girl.
Well, when can people see Genlock? When do we know yet? I mean, do you have an
We can't
anticipated
announce
release
yet.
date?
We still
Okay.
can't announce. So the team is still kind of figuring that out. Thanks in advance for everyone's patience. We, believe me, want to get this into the world so you can see it as much as hopefully you want to see it. And but we're particularly with new logistical announcements like this. I think we're kind of wrapping our heads around exactly what this does to the production, what the best time's going to be. So
Play kill,
right.
play
That's great.
kill you in chat is saying, guess you can say I'm Gen shocked.
Ah, nice.
hey.
And that's the last
I have to
Gen
say,
joke anyone's ever
my-
gonna make ever.
Favorite Michael B. Jordan story is a recent one from Black Panther about the teenage girl who bit through her retainer
yeah.
Yes.
during his
Snapped it.
shirtless scenes. So
Yeah.
I was gonna make. I didn't have time to, but I was gonna make you an iron retainer. For this,
Didn't he end up like
he
paying
ended
for
up
that?
he bought her a new retainer.
Yeah.
Isn't that fantastic?
That is
I
amazing.
still would have put it
Fucking
to the
story.
test.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, congrats. Looking forward to Genlock, man.
Yeah,
It's,
thanks, guys.
and
Good
you
to see
guys, casting is one thing, but seeing what I've seen of the show so far is just incredible. So
Thank you very
I'm
much.
really looking forward to it. Really
Yeah,
looking forward to
really,
it.
really appreciate it and look forward to sharing more of it with everybody as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So
Love
stay tuned.
you.
Yeah.
Hey, great.
I'm out.
Bye.
Bye.
You beautiful bastard.
Is
Well,
So now I
You
can
can't
say
follow
what,
that up.
I can say
Yeah.
what I was going to say earlier. Michael B. Jordan also played Human Torch in Fantastic Four, and then went on to be Killmonger. Arguably,
more importantly, he's also in Genlock.
Yeah.
and more importantly, he's in Genlock. Arguably, Killmonger is the best antagonist in the entire MCU.
I think Killmonger, Vulture.
Easily.
It's hard to call him even a villain,
Right.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that, he's a really, I really like that character a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit. That news is finally out there. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Do
Do you want to finish your story about the restaurant?
No, I pretty much covered it.
Yeah. And then Michael B. Jordan showed up and he was like,
Yeah, well, Burnie was in the bathroom doing some weird shit.
No, listen.
what a great like assortment of conversation topics
We'll just
we've
have,
had
it's
this
like
episode.
we'll just have to send the clip of that individual moment.
yeah, like it's like don't watch the episodes. Like, here, just watch.
Oh,
the
I'll
clip.
give Cliff Notes. on this
You
thing.
know, I'm going to be thinking about that. Anytime I go to a restaurant with Bernie now, if he has to go to the bathroom, I'm going to wonder
At least
about
I
it.
wash my
Time.
hands. At least I wash my hands. I
Yeah,
think-
with soap,
Like, not
Carrie.
like Carrie.
Look, I've learned as long as I touch my wiener, I wash my hands with soap.
I behave myself. I behave myself.
Yeah.
I think actually, honestly, I've often criticized people freak out about going to the restroom.
Yeah.
And then washing their hands like that's the end all be all. But I think there's way worse things you can do with your hands and not wash your hands after that than
Murder.
like
Well,
picking
you always,
shit up
wear,
off,
you always wear gloves when you murder.
picking
let's be
shit up
honest.
off the
You're
ground.
right.
Like when somebody picks something
Oh,
up off the
God.
ground, they don't immediately run and wash their
I do.
hands.
Dude,
Like a penny.
I never thought about it.
penny.
I'll never forget. It was before
So
On the
you live
Spot.
in the 50s.
Before On the Spot came out, we did all those test rounds. And I remember you and I were on a team, and I had a glass of water that I put underneath my the stool that I was sitting on, and I was just like bouncing my foot on the bar over that water, and you were like, "You're fucking disgusting." I was like, "What?" You're like, "You're fucking jiggling everything that's on the bottom of your shoe into your water," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I never thought about that." And you're like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Yeah, I think about that stuff.
How long can a glass of water sit out before you just dump it? And you're
3
like,
minutes.
I'm not gonna. Like, so if you don't drink it in 3 minutes,
I
okay.
just-
Hey man,
Like 2 days.
you're an animal. You're a goddamn animal.
Look,
Two-
you
like-
spill Big Red on yourself once, everyone calls you a fucking animal.
More than 6 hours, and I'm like, no. What? Yeah.
Why do you have water sitting out for 6 hours?
Well, he's got it for 2 days apparently.
I feel like I wouldn't encounter the situation.
Like
It's
overnight,
I would pour myself water and then drink it, and then that's it.
you just
Like
put it in the glass away. You don't carry like the water with you.
No,
Really?
I mean I might, but it's like if for just a little while until I'm done with it.
Like if I like sometimes I go for lunch, and I've set a glass of water out. If I get home from work like 4 hours later, I'm not drinking that.
No, I'm with you.
I
Someone
No,
could have
no.
dropped something in it.
Yeah.
Try and get in your head.
It just tastes different too.
That is true.
It's just
It gets a
What are you, the
stale-
kid from Signs?
What's that? I didn't see that actually.
That was the name of the movie, right?
okay.
Signs.
Yeah,
M.
no,
Night
that was it.
Shyamalan? Yeah.
No, I'm just illiterate.
Real talk. I've been holding my pee up until this MBJ announcement, and I gotta go now. I promise I won't jerk off, and I will wash my hands with soap. I'll be right back.
It's amateur hour.
Amateur.
Well, now I get the whole couch.
Didn't you go before the podcast?
He did.
Well, then don't drink. What's wrong with you? How dare you? Hey, while we're on the topic of animation stuff,
what's
we
up?
haven't yet talked about the announcement we made last week that we're doing a project with Rob McElhenney, the creator of Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I wish I was a million times more involved than I am.
You can be as involved as you'd like to,
I
Carrie.
don't have time.
What? I know he does.
Yeah, we don't have time. No, it's super cool. I don't know. I actually have no idea.
Carrie
how
is
much
busy directing the biggest show ever. Hey.
I just
but-
downplay myself.
Yeah, there was, so we're obviously everyone at Rooster Teeth, so many of us are huge
Yeah.
fans of Always Sunny and Rob. And so it was really serendipitous that he had an idea for an animated show and we really liked it. And so now we're working together. That's a long time in the works as well. It was, when did we first start? You and I started talking about it like 6 months ago or something
It was
like
a
that?
while, yeah.
Yeah, it was a while. Some of these take longer than you expect to come to fruition, because people have very busy schedules. And we went to a couple meetings and it was looking really good. And then I thought, oh man, I have got to get either Michael or Jeff involved with this as soon as possible because they're gonna. If the two of them can murder me, but one of them I got a good chance of fighting off.
Yeah.
Well, because I should have chose Michael though, because Jeff I can fight off.
He's
a lot
pretty
of
jacked
people.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael's pretty fucking jacked, right? What's going on with him?
I think he got bored and he's just like,
Dad bod.
yeah. He's
Although, I think our entire cast just kind of moved down a peg on the physical fitness.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 No one's buying through a retainer for us.
No. I mean, Jesus, in that movie, he's a perfect physical specimen. in that movie?
hands? You weren't gone very long.
What'd you do?
He washed him in the
Miles
urinal.
back already.
Yeah.
I told you I'd be fat.
What?
Hey, what's up, camera? Cool, sure, fine.
You have no mic. So we were just talking about Spike Face, the project we announced last week.
To be fair, we were just talking about how ripped Michael B. Jordan is. And
That is true.
Also,
I think all conversations lead back to that, though.
Spike Face.
Yeah, no, Spike Face.
You've had more involvement than I have.
It has been super cool. It's being written by two dudes, Jeff and Ty, and we got to spend a good amount of time with them last time they were in Austin. They write real fast.
They
I've
write
been spending-
fast.
Yeah, I pretty much spent my entire day going over their scripts for feedback and stuff, and it is like I'm so excited for this show. It is. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I don't know how much we're allowed or what we can say about it. There's
Probably
like
less
a blurb
is
up
more at
there.
this point, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
But
How many episodes?
You know my favorite part of it is the project so far. Not my favorite part, but really a part I'm really enjoying is being in a writer's room with Jeff because that's not something he typically does, but he should do more of. I think
it's been
And
awesome. Yeah.
He's a funny dude.
This is our Jeff Ramsey, not Jeff Barbanel,
Yeah.
who's one of the writers for Spike Face. The
And
two
then-
primary writers are Jeff and Ty.
Yes.
and then we have Jeff Ramsey in that room as well. Yeah.
We've also, in that same announcement, talked about collaborating with Flash Gits, Tom and Donna Flash Gits.
Dude, have we
on a
talked?
show-
We said the name of the show, but we haven't shown any. There's a teaser out for it, right?
They put like a small
Yes,
teaser.
yes. The name of the show is Motor Night, and that is it's something that we've been talking about for quite a long time.
Yeah, that's-
those guys are super cool, and it's been incredibly fun hopping on calls with them and like trading emails back and forth. They're rad dudes, and we're really excited to work with them on this.
So upcoming Genlock. You also had a trailer last week for season 3 of Camp Camp. Yeah, got that.
Yeah.
Genlock, Spike Face, and Motor Night. So this will be Carrie and Miles' last appearance on the podcast for about 12 years. And
I'm
then
only
they will
dealing
be
with
back.
Ruby. That's all him.
It's cool. It's like one of my goals last year was to like let's get more writers that we can work with. Let's get more diverse crew of writers,
Yeah.
and that's been awesome. We've been. It should be y'all should know this now from Red vs. Blue, but we've been working with people like Jason Waite, our very own Eddie Rivas, and Lee LaHave, and those are some names that you'll be seeing in a lot more productions as we go forward. It has been an absolute delight working with those people.
Tom's
And
working on Chibi for a while.
Tom
now.
Alvarado has just like crushed it on Ruby Chibi. Like this last season, I thought was our strongest, and a lot of that was Tom.
Yeah, it was mainly getting me out of the way.
Shut the fuck up.
Because Paula stepped up, Tom stepped up. It was everybody like,
Then you and I are working on Ruby right now, which
Yeah,
has
we
been
are.
a lot of fun. It's a matter of just getting more people that we really enjoy to come and play with our animated toys,
Yeah.
and tell some fun stories.
You know what I've learned that from this whole process too is I've learned how trustworthy everyone who works here is because all of these things were some of the poorest kept secrets internally in the company for months and months, and nothing ever got out about any of these things. And it's so crazy that they're all kind of landing in the same 1 week period or 10-day period.
It was
you know?
wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
We for context, we started talking about Motor Night like about a month before we even started talking about Nomad of Nowhere.
Was that? I always think of it as being the same meeting.
It was very close. It was
Yeah.
very close.
I remember Nomad was in the meeting with Motor Night.
Yes.
And it was kind of like, we make one or the other. It's like, wait, we like both of these things. Why not make two things that we like?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice just working with other writers too.
Dude, yeah, it's awesome. It's great learning from them too. Like everybody has a different approach and it's really fun. And I learned a little bit of this with RVB 14, the anthology season, of like what different writers value. Like I could always tell like Funhouse was like, oh, it's dialogue. Joe Nicolosi, he is so all about visuals and like visual storytelling, very much like Jordan Swears, who will just plaster visual gags in the background of everything that he can, which is what made RTAA so good. Jason gets into like the psyche of characters, and Eddie is remarkable at structure. Like it's just like, it's cool, like people that we don't normally work with and seeing what they bring to the table and then learning from that and then trying to incorporate that into your own process. And it's cool, man.
What's yours?
My what?
What's your focus?
I don't know. I like character. I like characters a lot. You work with me. What's the shit that I do all the time that you're just like, yeah, Miles is off on one of these again? Aside from me being like, I don't know, like, is that too powerful? And then you always have to be like, dude, anime. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
I don't know. I was trying to think of mine too. I don't know.
You're one of the quickest to come up with a joke like ever, and you're always great, I think, at reminding me of like, don't forget, this is animation. We can do whatever the fuck we want, so long as Cohen doesn't kill us first.
Yeah. This was an asterisk. I was just, I'll make it work.
You're a fucking like pierce the heavens type dude. You're like, go for it. You're like, go for it all the
Gus,
time.
should we just leave?
Yeah. I mean, you guys always.
We're gonna go jerk off in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Just wash your hands. That's all we ask.
I'm not gonna.
That's all we ask. It was like Dick's Last Resort. Yeah, no, I've always.
It
is interesting because I've noticed all the writers too focus on different things as well. You and I tend to like something the same, Miles, as we like comedy with like big moments, like big dramatic moments in it as well. It's like you got to have heart to a story as well as having like fun times and all
I really
that
like
stuff.
contrast, I guess.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing that I really quickly learned with RVB was that, people come to this expecting a comedy, so even just a little bit of drama will hit that much harder. And I think that's the beautiful thing about comedy is that it gets you to a point where you lower your defenses and then the writer can go in and actually have a really sincere and meaningful conversation with you when you least expect it. And I think that's one of the greatest things that you can do with comedy.
Yeah. And we're in the middle of pilot month as well. Everything's going really well there.
Yeah.
Branded came out. Everybody seemed to like Branded. I think the only one that was like kind of mixed reaction was Gork, and we're working on that. Gork's Quest.
I love Gork's Quest.
Yeah. And then
personally,
Achievement Hunter. And then we have left Murder Room, and we have that's got to be this week, right?
Probably, yeah.
And then MDB Animated.
Next week?
Yeah.
What's
this week? There's got to be something this week.
What's this week?
Nothing this week? No. Fucking week off for us? Look at that.
Pilot month, man. Yeah. As long as it happens this month.
Listen, we're making Genlock announcements. What else do you?
Yeah. That was this week.
yeah.
This week was announcing Michael B. Jordan.
Totally.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And I had asked you guys to be on the podcast before I knew that announcement was happening today.
Yeah.
Like
we slacked you about it. You're like, this is going down on Monday, right?
I had been trying to get you guys for a little while, and we did timing just never worked out. Then like if it worked out, then after you confirmed, you're like, hey, this the announcement's happening Monday at 6. I was like, this Monday?
Yeah.
I was like, oh well, that's fucking perfect.
There's like a million things going on at this company. It's good. It's just it's so many things.
It's a lot of things.
It's a lot.
It's definitely a lot of things. Yeah. And so, it's funny because I forget what we were talking about earlier, but I made a joke and pluralized it. Jeff is adamant to make sure that people don't say achievement hunters.
Oh God.
Also, they do that with achievement hunters. They say achievement hunters. But that's kind of, individually, it's almost like their position at the company is an achievement hunter. But people tend to pluralize things. We worked at a company where they did that. Telenetwork. Everyone called it Telenetworks. Yeah. No idea why.
And fucking Ryan tweeted that people should watch Achievement Hunters.
Oh, did he?
Last week. I think Michael replied to him, pointing out very obviously that there's no S in it.
How dare you?
I do that a lot just because I slur. I just add syllables.
I think y'all are doing great work on Rubies.
But it's one of those things. It only happens because it sounds stupid when you say that. But when you say Eckards versus Eckerd drugs, everyone calls it Eckards.
Because it's Eckerd's drugs?
No, it's Eckerd drugs.
No, I'm just trying to see like the justification.
I don't know. Who knows? They just call it Eckards.
Speaking of Ruby,
CVS is
it's called CVS now. It doesn't exist.
Speaking of Ruby, it popped up on the subreddit. Somebody checked out baby name.
Oh yeah.
Site.
Yeah.
Apparently, people are naming their babies Ruby now. Not like RWBY. Hey, don't do that.
Go for it, dude.
No, you
don't ruin your child's life.
You got this.
Name
you know
them
what's
Juniper
good for your kid.
instead.
That's like, oh god, that just weirds me out.
Just name them Gus.
That's
Just
the-
name them
it's a fine name.
Gus.
Yeah.
Your parents
Or
did
Michael
it,
B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Whichever you want.
Michael B.
they're both
Gus.
they're both just as good.
I like Michael B. Gus.
Michael B.
Ooh,
Gus.
that's a good one. Yeah,
It's that B makes anything work,
does.
basically.
it's good. Oh man, do either of you guys have a Labo, Nintendo Labo?
No.
I've been like this close to buying it.
I don't get it. I don't get the hype. I don't have one, but
It's pretty cool, but I saw a video today where they had the guy who's the composer for Game of Thrones play the Game of Thrones theme using the Labo piano.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Like I guess he'd never used the Switch, never,
Yeah.
He's not a gamer.
Yeah, they're essentially just putting a mini piano in front of him. He's
Right.
like, okay.
They're like,
Yeah.
here, this is how it works. See if you can recreate the Game of Thrones theme. And it's really funny to watch him like figure it out and then like layer a couple of things and play it back on that shitty little cardboard piano.
It looks fun. Like it looks like
Yeah.
it'd be like a cool. Like I'm essentially like waiting for like a rainy day activity. kind of
Yeah, I
thing.
think it did not sell well. I
Really?
think, yeah.
Well, they didn't market the hell out of it like Nintendo tends to do for a lot of their first party stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what their idea was with this, but I'm happy they did it. It's not for me. I'm not particularly interested in it, but that's the one thing I've always cherished about Nintendo is that they'll just do shit that other people don't. Like
Everyone
One
else is
screen,
doing
like two
VR
screens.
and
Yeah.
they got cardboard.
yeah, man, fucking. But in a weird way, it's like they're kind of a similar cloth. Like you don't, like you just said, like the Game of Thrones dude wasn't a gamer, but he can understand it. Like that was the thing that really made me save up to get a Vive. Was I remember I played it at the Game Grumps office and was like, holy shit, VR is here. Oh my god.
real.
And my first thought was I need my parents to experience this.
you went to the Game Grumps office?
Yeah,
When
this
did
was
you do that?
It was a what's up?
When did you do that?
I think this was for RVB 14 because Brian and Ross did one of those episodes.
Yeah.
Man, that was
I went and saw Solo. everybody's aware.
It's crazy. You watched it at the Game Grumps office.
I remember I got it, I set it up. My parents came in town for RTX, and my mom loved Audio Shield, and my dad, of all things, latched onto the Brookhaven experiment, which is the horrifying zombie survival
My dad did the
game.
exact
Yeah.
same thing.
Like my brother and I were like, and my dad like it was this amazing visual of just like he's got the big dumb box on his head and he's just like got this huge smile, just like get away, just like trying to punch the zombies. He played it till 1 a.m.
Wow.
And I was like amazed because I remember as a kid, like he got us our Xbox. And I remember him trying to play Madden and Halo, and the controller was just such a barrier to entry. He just couldn't do it. But the best VR stuff is so intuitive. Like he was just all about
Job
it.
Simulator to me is like it's what you should show people. Even the Rick and Morty one is super intuitive when you pick it up. You know what to do.
Wait, Rick and Morty or accounting?
Probably the Rick and Morty one.
I haven't done the Rick and Morty one. I did accounting though.
What's
It's the
accounting?
Same guy.
It's I can't pronounce his name.
Justin Roiland?
Roiland. Yeah. He like his company did like a separate one. It's just this free little game called Accounting.
Well, the company Alchemy, who is Austin studio, they were bought by Google, I believe.
Yes.
They did Job Simulator, and then they also did the Rick and Morty VR
okay.
experience. That one, and they're both incredible. Fucking Teddy will sit there and run a 7-Eleven in all day long.
Dude, I'm all about Beat Saber these days. It's in early access.
Yeah, that looks
It is
cool, man.
So much fun. It's like, hey, let's take a rhythm game, which like most people really like, especially in VR, and also add the most fun like haptic feedback experience ever.
It
You
just makes
cutting
you
shit.
feel like you're a badass.
You
And I'm
feel
sure
great.
You look like Star Wars kid, but
No.
You feel.
You wish you looked like Star Wars
Yeah.
kid. Like you're
I
just
feel
there.
like
just-
Darth Maul.
It's so much fun.
I feel like shitty Yoda.
Shitty Yoda.
Yeah.
Episode 2
Oh,
Yoda.
yeah, damn it. you beat me to it.
Yeah, at least you're not Soul Calibur 4 Yoda.
Has
That's
anybody
the worst
has,
fucking Yoda.
has anybody hacked in Duel of the Fates to the Beat Saber?
No, they did. This is how deep into it I got into the modding. I was really upset. Someone beat me to modding YMCA because I wanted to do all the things like in the shape of the dance.
You were talking about that for like seriously like 4 days.
I was so excited. I was like, I'm gonna figure out how to do it. And then I saw on Reddit like the other day, it's like someone modded YMCA, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. God damn it.
Can I say though, I really admire the fact that I don't think you've done a lot of modding or programming in VR previously. Is that correct? No. I do like that your attitude though is, hey, I want to see this thing, I'm gonna make it. Where there's a thing that happens online a lot that frustrates me, where in comment threads where people go, even like for a GIF, they'll say, oh, somebody make a GIF where they do this and this and this, and it's like, I guess that people think that's the way the world works, is they just type in what they want,
And then it
and
gets
somebody else will go
spit
make
back.
it.
That'll work on Reddit though.
It does
because
work.
someone will go, well, I want to get upvotes for this.
Right.
In general, it does actually work.
Yeah.
Which is kind of not good.
But it is a weird thing. Like there is a group of people out there that will just that's their approach when they think of something. They're like, well, I can't make this myself. Just fucking learn how to make a GIF. It's not the end of the world.
Josh Ornelas has always blown me away with his ability to just like his whole thing. He always wants to figure out how something works, and then he'll get into it. Just like Thanos, he wanted to see what Thanos would be like if he was Hank Hill, and he made it. Good for him. But he got really into VR chat and has like learned to. He taught himself rigging.
Really?
The dude taught himself rigging to like make a model that he could be in VR chat. He like guided me through a VR chat experience, like my fucking shaman or something. And it was so wild. Like no one knew that I was like a Rooster Teeth person, but I ran into people that were dressed as Ruby and Yang, and some guy was like, "Oh yeah, I made the scythe that unfolds or whatever," and I'm just there dressed as like a Mr. Meeseeks, like that's cool.
Well, that's how that stuff starts, though. I started working way before Red vs. Blue. Started getting a feeling for like animation and things like that when I made Quake skins, which are that little flat file, but you had to envision how it was going to wrap around the model.
I see that in Halo PC all the time.
Yeah.
Did you really?
I modded the shit. I'd make it so like my assault rifle shot warthogs. And,
Holy shit!
all these like crazy things. Yeah.
The craziest thing I've done so far is figured out I got a Ruby model onto my like character for VR chat. That's like the most expensive thing I've done. Or not expensive.
In chat on
difficult.
the website, Muck Saxon says you still have a chance. You can make the Macarena in Beat Saber.
Holy fuck! I gotta go.
Kill the feed. Kill the feed.
That idea is out there.
Yeah.
It was in
Damn
chat.
it! God damn it!
The
It's
clock
right
is
now.
ticking. No, you got
Yeah,
time.
Also, let me ask you a question. Since we're on the topic of like people requesting things that they want to see and then just seeing them, there's this trend on Reddit where people will, and these things always get upvoted, where they say, "Hey, upvote this picture of John McCain," and it's like a dog eating, I don't know, like a butt or something. And it's like, so that when people Google John McCain, this will show up. That doesn't work. That's not how Google image search works.
That's not how it works.
But people constantly upvote this stuff.
Hey, you know what else? People also put on Facebook like, "Hey, if we get 10,000 likes, I think we might be able to do something."
Yeah,
about
but
this
Reddit's
serious
smart.
problem."
Well, kind of.
Well,
Yeah. Too smart for YouTube comments, too dumb for 4chan. That's where Reddit sits in that nice little sweet spot in there.
It depends on a subreddit by subreddit basis.
That is true.
I
very
think
true.
The new layout's making everybody.
One of my favorite posts ever is on the top pin post on the Netflix subreddit. I just went to check it out one day. It's like, stop sending requests for Netflix to this subreddit. Like, they just post like, "Hey, can you make it so I can fast forward 40 seconds at a time?" You're like, nobody from Netflix works here is on the subreddit.
Okay, fine,
And people are just
39
suggesting
seconds.
stuff. They're like, stop fucking posting this shit. We're banning everybody from this point on who does that.
I'm like on the cusp of like trying to stop using Reddit completely or using it more.
Why? Wait, what?
That's okay. That's
Well,
two ways
like-
I
to
heard
go.
a suppressed giggle from
Yeah,
the
I know.
control
Well, there's so many not good things about social media in general.
True.
And Reddit just as a whole, like a bunch of different subreddits can just kind of drive me crazy sometimes. And there's other times where I'm like, if I went to more subreddits, maybe I would know more
Oh
things.
God.
It really is like like the Vive subreddit. Not all the time, but like that's a subreddit that's very much like, "Hey guys, I made a mod," and everyone's like, "Oh wow, this is great," and it's very like collaborative. But like,
smaller the subreddit, the better.
Yeah.
it's interesting. Yeah, I feel like that's the case for everything, right? It's great while there's like while everything's small and just the people that are there that are passionate and stuff. But then as things start to grow big, then you
Reddit's
get-
mainstream. Reddit is. I mean, I think people on Reddit, especially even, they still think of it themselves as being like early adopters. You're not. Reddit is totally, absolutely mainstream. It's one of the biggest sites on the internet. It's just tons of people, and you just get like that cacophony of voices in big subreddits.
What's interesting though is like I still feel as though a lot of these larger websites they each still have a unique voice. So Reddit tends to be a cynical asshole, and this is a generalization.
Which is why I fit in.
Tumblr tends to be. Tumblr speaks almost exclusively in hyperbole
And emotion.
and emotion. Like everything's either literally the best or they literally can't.
It's a very
even.
emotional platform.
Facebook's now for your mom. Like I can't think of a few like
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, Instagram.
I think
Instagram's like the popular kid. I feel like.
I feel like Instagram feels more like a more female-oriented platform. Like Pinterest definitely is, but I
Yeah.
think Instagram of the mainstream ones seems the most female.
I think I could
And,
kind
like,
of get with you on
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Definitely,
Female
definitely the
artists,
post
too.
ratios are
Yeah.
just like all the guys I follow on Instagram post like once a month,
Yeah.
and some of the women I follow will post 18 times a day.
I posted 3 times on Instagram.
Did you?
One of them was a stock photo.
33 times total?
Yeah, 3 times
Three times total,
Wait,
yeah.
were you the one? We were back at 636.
No.
And someone's Instagram was hacked. And they were posting the person. Was that you?
yeah.
The person that hacked in.
No, it wasn't. Somebody didn't hack mine. Somebody used my work email
Yes.
to create an Instagram attack.
And what was the only thing they posted on the Instagram, Carrie?
Pictures of clothed dicks.
No.
Wait.
It was. I thought it was pictures of him sticking his thumb out of his.
No.
Was it? No. Am I misremembering that?
There's a bunch of bulges.
Okay. Okay.
Dicks with clothes on them.
No,
Yeah,
like it
like-
was just like dudes in boxes.
The equivalent.
gotcha,
the equivalent of
gotcha,
going.
gotcha.
I'm not touching you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
But
like,
from a picture
I'm
format.
not naked. No.
Yeah. You can't take this down.
Yeah. I think it's still up. It's fine. Hey man, you guys see dick somewhere.
It's true. All right, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
on that
So
note,
upvoting on Reddit does absolutely nothing to do to influence
it
Google
might,
image
but
search.
it's not going to.
I mean, it might be people just loading the image
Right,
might
yeah.
do it.
Algorithms.
All right.
Algorithms. It's all
Thanks for watching, everybody.
algorithms.
Oh, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Imagine the Google engineer had said, hey, let's tie all of our stuff to Reddit.